up, everybody? We are live. I think everybody's in frame here. I think we're good to go. Yeah, there's a lot of places down there that if you don't have $1 million, you're gonna have a hard time making a living, or you're gonna end up serving food to these people if you want to live down there. There's a lot of beach bums down there that love that weather, and South Florida, and
I love that weather. Yeah, but I would go to Hawaii if I went somewhere tropical.
Yeah, I love Hawaii. Hawaii's very expensive. It's probably more expensive than Florida is, I would imagine.
Yeah. Speaking of weather, I will say Gator, after coming from Florida and moving out of Florida, I used to always think Florida had bipolar weather. No, it does not.
What do you mean by that?
I go from literally 83 degrees one day to 35 the next day to 83 again next day.
We get some crazy weather too, man. That's for sure.
Some, but not as much.
Oh my God.
I think we can all agree that everybody has some crazy jumps in weather right now. That's for sure. What's up, Miklo?
Yeah, this year's crazy.
All right, I think we're ready to podcast. I think we're ready to go here.
I also saw, Gator won't like hearing this too. What? Florida does not have the craziest drivers by any amount. There was a thing that came out recently. There was a lot of states way worse than Florida with drivers.
I feel like when you say that, it should be the worst Florida drivers are only in the Orlando tourist area.
New Jersey?
Yeah, that makes sense. But just because you live near there, Todd, doesn't mean the whole state in general.
I drove through Chicago one time, and those cab drivers are crazy, man. They will run you off the road if you don't know what the hell you're doing. If you're a tourist, don't go looking out your windows. Just get through the city and park somewhere. And
well, guess what one of the worst states was, and I can kind of agree because I live here now.
Zombie? I could see that.
I don't remember the
actual
list of what number 1, 2, and 3 was, but Utah was on the top 10. And I agree.
Cali?
Drivers are so much better in California, and then I moved to Utah, and the drivers are horrendous here.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
It's because it's all back roads. Everyone hauls butt and just what they want.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed. Utah of all places.
I don't agree, Deadpool. I always had a good experience in Cali.
I was driving in Utah. I didn't think it was bad at all. It was very nice. But I was in the city mostly.
You gotta live somewhere.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, the highway doesn't do justice. Actually, but if you're on the highway only, I-4 speaks for its own sense.
I-4 is its own ecosystem in Florida. The I-4 corridor. They call it that for a reason.
Wasn't it like number 5 dangerous road in the country years ago?
The problem with I-4, it's the only way you can get to Tampa. There's really no other way to get to the West Coast than I-4. That's why they call it the corridor.
You can take, the 429 and skip some of it? Or
you can't, the turnpike. Turnpike will get you somewhere over there. I usually take the turnpike, but still the turnpike is going to dump out at I-4 right before Tampa where it's so congested. You'll sit there forever. Yeah. It's like Atlanta, man. Doesn't matter what time of day you come through, 24? Or is it 24 goes through Atlanta? Anyway, that main highway that goes through Atlanta, it doesn't matter what time of day. It's like 12 lanes wide downtown Atlanta. It's nuts, man. And those people are crazy. There's some crazy drivers. I don't know. I guess we're all pretty crazy driving, I guess, in the United States. I guess I'll agree to that, I guess. All right, let's podcast. I think we're good to go here. Oh, let me turn my fan on. With all the electronics.
North Dakota is high up because it has the highest DUI incidents per capita. That's kind of
really sad. That's impressive, actually.
And
wow.
New Mexico got most reckless/dangerous with high rates of speeding and distracted driving per capita.
Jeez, that's crazy. All right, let's podcast. Let's do this. I think we're ready to go.
You want to do this meeting tonight, Gator?
What's that?
I'm giving you a joke.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. What's up, Guardians? Welcome to episode 349 of the newly branded Guardian Down Roundtable. Join me, Todd the Gator, and my co-host Kingsley Mack as we invite a rotating list of guest co-hosts every week to join us at the Guardian Down Roundtable. Your seat in the conversation. Our mission's simple: to create a dialogue concerning topics and news that impact our gaming hobby, all while keeping the focus on our community. We go live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, on my YouTube and Twitch account channels. That is Todd the Gator, TODD, as well as our Discord live stage. Welcome everybody in our Discord live stage tonight. We have a good hangout here. Appreciate you guys. Once a month, we do invite a new member from our Discord community to pull up a chair and just share their story with us. We are a live video show with an audio version available every Monday morning, 12:02 a.m. We love the live shows, but we love interacting with our live chat even better. So give us your input. Let us know where you stand on some of the topics we're talking about tonight. And let's start by checking in with my great co-host from the great, I guess, state of Utah, Mr. Kingsley Mack. How you doing, Mike? How's it going tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm chill. I can survive against crazy drivers.
Okay. All right.
We were having a pre-show discussion, but we don't need to get into it here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that was our pre-show conversation.
I'm very observant. That's why I do well driving and in raids. I know exactly what's going around me at all times. Can't tell you how many times I've gotten out of sticky situations where I probably would have gotten in an accident due to someone else. I've never gotten any bad accidents.
You have to have your head on a swivel when you drive in Florida. That's all I'll say, especially on I-4. That's for sure.
So here we go. Thinking Florida is the worst.
All right. Well, let's introduce our guest co-host tonight. We have two. Our first gamer, he's been a member of our community for over 2 years now. He organizes raids and other activities every week in our Discord server using our Owl Sector bot. And I think you guys do raids and Crucible nights. You do all kinds of things. But he organizes those on his Twitch channel and TikTok, I believe. You do it live on TikTok as well. You can hear his original interview with us back on episode 277 titled Destiny 2 and the Frame Rate Question. He's also been a return guest back on episode 314, where we talked about our initial impressions of Edge of Fate. From the great state of North Carolina, it's HdTech. He's back again. How you been, man?
Good. Thank you for having me here tonight. Life's been good.
Good, man.
Just busy, but health's good, family's good. Life is good and could be worse.
I like it, man. Well, thanks again for coming on the show tonight, and welcome, sir. We appreciate you. Our second guest host, this is his first appearance on our show. He's been a part of our community for nearly a year, and he's always had good feedback in our show feedback channel in our Discord. And in the past, we decided to just ask him to be part of our show tonight as well. From the great state of Texas, it's Xariyl. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing very good. Good to be here.
Thanks, man. I can't wait to hear more about
glad to have you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
So here's what we have lined up on the show tonight, guys. First, we're going to start things off by getting to know Xariyl a little better. We'll also put him through the paces with our speed run segment, which, if you don't know, is a random list of 25 questions submitted through our community over all these years we've been doing it. So I'll be curious to see what his answers are to that tonight as well. Next, Kingsley Mack is back with his Kingsley's Corner with a K, where he'll catch us up with any current news in gaming and tech. Then we're going to take a break from the discussion, check in with our weekly Destiny Roundup, where we highlight any news and information concerning Bungie, Destiny 2, and Marathon. And we have news in all those areas tonight. Then it's on to topic number 2, where HdTech wants to discuss something that he's, at least what he says, he's a little worried about in the auto industry that may have a widespread impact, including among us gamers. And then for the final topic of the show, I'm going to discuss some information that has come to light concerning a game and the community surrounding it that have been in the news lately. And you might be surprised by what some of the information that I've found to be going on in this community. After which point, we'll of course shift into our catch-up segment, where everyone will share any highlights of their week, what they've been gaming, what they've been watching, what they've been up to, really. And at the end of the show, if time allows, we'll answer some questions from our community as well. So if you do have a question for us, make sure you enter it in our podcast questions channel in our Discord community. Again, that's discord.gg/Guardian Down Roundtable. It has been changed to Guardian Down Roundtable now. That other invite will not work anymore. So just keep that in mind. Or if you want to send us an email or a voicemail, just go to guardiandowncast.com and it'll show you where to do all of that. So if everyone's ready, let's roll tonight. Okay.
Did you ever get a new domain also? GuardianDownRoundtable.com?
No. I'm keeping it. No, because Guardian Down Cast is Guardian Down Podcast. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, so I didn't change it.
Well,
plus I got the whole website.
If it's available, you can buy it for like $10 a year and just have it forward.
Oh, I know.
And then it's like no big deal.
I didn't think about that, but I'll look and see. But You'd be surprised how quickly. No, you'll be surprised how quickly people gobble up those domain names. It's pretty crazy.
I just did. Now you got to pay me $1,000.
Okay, there we go. See what I mean? See what I mean?
Thank you so much, Kingsley.
All right. Extortion. All right. Let's see how it works. All right, let's get into it here. All right, first off, we want to talk to Xariyl and hear more about his gaming past. So let us jump in here. First, I want to start off, Xariyl. Welcome to the show, by the way. And you said you live in Texas. Approximately where in Texas do you live? What area of Texas do you live?
So I'm on the south side towards Corpus Christi.
Okay.
If anybody knows where that's at.
Is that near the beaches? Yeah. They have like the beaches in Corpus Christi? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm on the coast. I'm a little small town just to the north of there called Sinton.
Okay, cool.
But it's in that area. So
cool deal, man. I don't think we've ever had anybody from Corpus Christi. That's pretty cool, man. Are you married? Do you have any kids?
I am married. No kids.
Okay. All right.
Been married since 2008. Okay. But unfortunately, no children. So.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's cool. What do you do for a living, sir?
So I'm an inspector with a Cheniere LNG chemical plant.
Oh, so you're a quality control inspector? Inspector.
Basically, yes.
Gotcha.
Inspector, yes. I'm more on the office side.
Okay.
But technically, my title is an inspector. But okay. I review a lot of the data that our field techs bring back in, do analysis on them,
okay,
make predictions for future runnings, and try to keep the product in the pipes.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Let me ask you this: when did your gaming hobby start? What was the earliest, I guess, video game console or PC, or when did it all start? When you got into gaming?
So I was a little kid sitting on my dad's lap playing on the Commodore 64.
Oh, way back
in the day.
So you got an early PC.
I don't even remember the name of the. Yeah, I don't even remember the name of the games we had back then.
But... I don't either. I don't remember them. I don't remember them either. Yeah. I didn't use the Commodore. I started on the IBM home personal computer. The very first box, it was like a terrible looking box. It was the ugliest looking thing ever. But that's cool, man. That's cool. How did you find this game, Destiny? And are you a day one Guardian, or did you come in later in Destiny 2?
I came in later in Destiny 2. Okay. I'm a PC player primarily.
Okay.
And of course, Destiny's not on PC, so I was always interested, but I never got a chance to try it out. First-person shooters on a controller on a console, I've never been good at it, so
okay.
I never actually tried it. But I played the Red War campaign, loved it, fell in love with it, and then I took a break after that and was actually gone until about the last season of Beyond Light.
Okay.
And I came back to that last season, and then Witch Queen started right up, and I was hooked.
You got a favorite moment from your Destiny past?
Probably the first time my buddy and I got the Wish Ender bow.
Oh, nice!
That mission was a lot of fun, and it took a long time. It was
shooting eggs, man. Got to shoot them eggs.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
exactly.
That was a big map back then, man. It was a crazy large map. There were so many things you could do in Destiny back then. That's crazy. What is the main reason? What is the main reason you game? I mean, what do you hope to get out of it? Is it a challenge for your mental ability, or is it more for escape, or why game exactly?
It's more for escape, more for relaxation.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it's a de-stress, but most of the time it's just for the fun of it, just relax and be free.
What character in the game, in other words, NPC, do you like the most in Destiny 2, I should say?
Used to be Zavala. I have to go with Ikora today.
Okay. Are you a Titan, Hunter, or Warlock main?
Titan for life.
Another Crown Eater. Okay. A lot of Titans in this.
I'm proud of it.
I know. I get it. I understand the mentality. Are you mainly a solo player? What is your main activity that you play? You prefer to play with a fire team, or are you a solo runner like I am?
enjoy a fire team, but my work schedule and life schedule hasn't allowed as much time lately. I used to love running strikes and dungeons on a very regular basis, but just haven't had much chance to lately. So hop in solo missions every once in a while and hop back out.
That's cool. How did you I always like knowing this. How did you find our community, man?
Google. Just started
Good
searching
old
around for what Destiny podcasts are available, and yours was the top of the list. And
see, Kingsley,
I like the first couple shows I listened to, so I'm
This is why I don't change the website, Kingsley. Got to keep the Google juice going, man.
I didn't say change the website. I said add a new one as an alias.
Yes, you said forward it. That's right. I got to be fair.
So you have both.
Yeah, both. Exactly. Xariyl, when you first played Destiny 2, before they got rid of most of them, did you do bounties?
Occasionally. I didn't do too many bounties until like the end of a season, and where it was just prepping for the next season, really.
I got you. Well, there's hardly any bounties to do anymore. It's all Vanguard orders now. And they got these Vanguard orders. The rare ones, I guess, can give you like 50 Bright Dust now, I guess, up to 1,000, I think, per week it is. So I haven't taken advantage of that, but I was just curious. What is it about Titan that you like so much? What is it your play style, or I don't want to put words in your mouth. Why did you pick Titan of all the other two characters?
So in most RPGs and other MMOs, I usually play the tank.
Yeah.
I'm a knight in shining armor kind of guy.
Gotcha.
Give me the sword and shield. And when I first tried the Titan, it describes it as a fairly tank-like kind of class. And I remember the first time I tried it, I fell in love with it. I did a hunter first, and it didn't really stick with me. I have a warlock, and I didn't really stick with that. But the Titan just snagged me. I fell in love with that as soon as I started playing it. So
nice, man. Yeah, first in, last out. I get it, man. Protecting the crew makes sense. What activities are you? I'm assuming that you're playing at least a little bit of Destiny 2, but you don't have to be. What activities are you enjoying right now in the game?
I've done a couple solo dungeons recently, but
Nice.
I haven't been playing as much in the recent past.
Yeah.
I've kind of just taken a break, waiting for the next season to come out.
You and everybody else, man. I get it. That's why I ask you mainly in the past, because we all know we're kind of in a holding position now. What one weapon in your vault will you refuse to delete, and why?
The exotic Kvostov that came out with
when was that?
Final Shape.
That's right. Yeah, that thing.
I've always been an AR guy. I like assault rifles. I like the AR gun. It's very comfortable for me to use, and that gun just slays out. It just the first time I wiped a room with one mag, I was ecstatic. So
it reminds me of the M4A1 in Battlefield. Very
similar. Yes.
Yeah, very straightforward assault rifle. Yeah, I've always liked those kinds of guns too.
Yep.
If Bungie's got problems right now, but if they said, "Hey, Xariyl, we're going to give you a small but versatile dev team to work on whatever you want for Destiny 2 for the future," what direction would you go? What would you work on for the game? I know these days that's a tough question.
It's like, where do you start?
I get that. Well, but according to how you like to play the game and what you enjoy in the game, what direction would you go?
I would like strikes to be more meaningful. I'd like dungeons to be a little more difficult.
Yep,
I wouldn't mind having more of them. I love dungeons. So
yeah, Batman said that last week. He said about strikes being better. I remember when strikes used to be so much fun to play. Yeah, I agree there, man.
I used to love running through Grandmasters with my friends.
Do you have a motto or a mantra that you live by in life?
If you're not learning, if you're not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you might as well be dead.
I like that. That's kind of the way I live. Perfect. Dude, I have to ask you, what is up with that gamer tag, Xariyl? Is that a character we're supposed to know about?
So I used to play EverQuest long time ago.
Gotcha.
And it came up on a random name generator, just hit random a few times. And it came up and I fell in love with the name. For some reason it just fit. And I've been using that ever since. So figure from 1999 to today, it's stuck with me.
I like it. You have any other hobbies outside of gaming?
Photography.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like doing landscapes.
Okay.
I like landscapes.
I like that. Very nice. Before I ask him his last question, HdTech or Kingsley, you guys have any questions you want to ask him before we move on?
Well, you said 99 for, and then you said, gaming on your dad's lap, Commodore and stuff. So it sounds like you're at least in the millennial age or older. But like, what other game were you? Tell me, like, you don't have to tell me details on that, but like, were you gaming in the 90s, 80s, stuff like that? Any other games you remember doing?
Oh yeah, I'm 47 years old. So I've been.
That's what he was wanting to ask you, by the way, Xariyl. He just was trying to be nice about it.
I don't mind, but
no,
you're Kingsley's age, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
From the 80s, 90s, the aughts. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was the same. I was playing ColecoVision on my dad's lap, basically.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah.
ColecoVision.
Exactly.
Good times. Good times, man. That was a great game console. Way ahead of its time. Tech, you got any questions?
No. I was going to hit on Kingsley's topic, but he beat me to it. So
see, the people want to know.
That's all right. That's all right.
You want to know.
Well, then I'll end with this. What's one thing that our community might not know about you, Xariyl?
I don't know. I tend to keep my personal life and my gaming life kind of separate. So
Sure.
I'm sure there's quite a few things. Nothing's coming off the top of my head at the moment.
It's all right. You can mention it later in the catch up segment if something comes back to you. But awesome, man. Yeah. Well, like I said, we just want to do like a quick flyover and just see what you're all about, man. So I appreciate you hanging in there on that.
Yep.
All right, now it's time for the speed run. This is a list of 25 questions that I've handpicked from probably 1,200 now that we have submitted by our community. Like I said, they're quick and simple answers, quick and simple questions, and hopefully you'll give us quick and simple answers. It's just to know us kind of know you at a little bit of deeper level. No time limits, no contest. Like I said, just answer quickly, whatever comes to mind. So if you're ready, Xariyl, let's do this. You ready?
Yes. Let's
Number one, what would be your ideal career or job? If you could pick anything. Awesome.
Always wanted to be an astronaut.
Did you see the movie Hail Mary? The Hail Mary Project?
No, I did not.
Okay. I saw it this week. I'll talk about it later. Name one possession you can't live without.
My wife.
Good answer. Been married long enough. You know the right answers there. What is your favorite Destiny exotic? It could be from either game.
I'm probably still the exotic Kavah stuff right now.
Got you. If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
I like the current voice right now.
Okay. Void, Solar, Arc, Stasis, or Strand?
Arc.
Superman, Titan. I knew it. All right. Pulse, hand cannon, scout, or auto rifle?
Auto rifle.
Okay. If you could live anywhere on Earth, where would it be?
Spain.
Really? Why Spain?
Yep. I took a photography trip there a few years ago, and it's one of the coolest places I've ever been. Culturally, and just the people there are nice. It's a beautiful land.
Nice.
And just the people there are amazing.
Can you speak the language?
No, I don't, but my wife does. My wife is originally
nice.
from Mexico, so
awesome.
She can kind of fit in. But honestly, it's the most culturally diverse area I've ever been in my life.
Really?
And just seeing people so friendly amongst each other just made us feel very welcome being there too.
Simpler times, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I get it compared to today. Okay. Name one of your favorite music artists.
Disturbed.
Okay, that gives me an idea who you are.
Good one.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to say something, but I'm not. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Plumber.
A plumber.
Plumbing.
Nice.
Oh,
dude,
disgusting.
We're doing our drains in our bathroom. Now I realize why plumbers get paid so much. Yeah, it's a disgusting job. It is a disgusting job.
I don't care how much you pay me. I would never choose to do it again.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Describe yourself in one word.
Slow.
Okay. What's the best sandwich?
Turkey, ham, and cheese.
Okay. I won't judge then.
I like it simple.
Like that. Sweet or salty, and what is your favorite snack based on that answer?
Sweet, Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. You and me both, man.
I approve.
Yeah.
And you said it correctly. Some people still say it weird.
Kingsley has a thing about M&Ms and candies and stuff.
So people will say Reese's Pieces.
Oh, I see.
No.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from, but I never say it that way. I never say it that way either. No, I'm old school. Okay. If you had more time, what would you do with it?
I'd like to spend more time with my wife.
Nice.
Just hanging out with her. She's a very cool person, and just like being with her.
Problem is, we're usually both spouses are working, and like my wife and I, it's like two ships in the night sometimes. Some days, you know. I definitely agree.
She doesn't game either, so I don't even have that.
Oh, I got you. Do you guys have something you share together, right? Don't you have a hobby you guys share together? Okay.
We both enjoy photography, and we both work in the same industry right now, so we do have a lot in common there.
Gotcha. All right, like that. What is your favorite Destiny planet and why?
Mars. I'm very attracted to deserts.
Okay.
Just in general.
Like that red rock. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. What is your most favorite book you've ever read? If you're a reader.
It's a series of books. It's The Chronicles of Amber. It's a sci-fi fantasy.
Very nice.
It's a high fantasy story, set of stories.
Okay. If you could take any one famous person to dinner, who would you bring?
Sean Connery.
Oh man, that's a great answer. I think he would be a dick, probably up front, but as you probably chilled with him a little longer, you'd probably could peel him back like an onion a little bit. Not physically, I mean mentally. You know, as you talk with him, you know, he'd probably be a pretty cool dude. Man, I'd love to.
I think he probably would be quite a dick, but it would also be very funny.
Yeah, that's his stick.
He just seems like a cool guy to hang out with. Yeah.
I mean, dude, he's Sean Connery. Or he was. Rest in peace. Okay. Yeah. Do you pull in, or do you back into a parking spot?
If it's angled parking, I'll pull in. If it's
straight
90 degree, I'll back in.
Do you drive? You must have a pickup.
No, I drive a sedan. It's a hybrid car.
Okay, gotcha.
But I generally try to drive and park with my exit strategy in mind.
Gotcha.
And in most cases, the backing in makes it easier to pull out again.
You never know, man. If shit hits the fan, you got to go. It's nice to just head right on out, you know?
Yep.
I get it.
Exactly.
I actually do both, but with a big truck, sometimes I'll back in because it's just too much of a pain in the butt to back up with a pickup truck. Okay. Have you ever had a nickname?
Not really, no.
Okay. Can you drive a stick shift?
No, I cannot.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's all. You live in Texas, right?
Now, Gator.
What's that?
That's my new standard now going forward.
I don't know. I just anyway. Who is
my defense? I grew up in California, so
is white chocolate actually chocolate?
I want to say yes, but I actually don't care for white chocolate that much in general.
Gotcha. What weapon slot do you use the most for an exotic?
My primary.
Okay. C3PO or R2D2?
R2D2.
I know some of these sound like I'm repeating them, but they've kind of become a staple. I like to compare our different guests by how they answer some of these questions. All right. If you had infinite money, would you still choose to work?
Yes. I would probably reduce my hours, but I would definitely still work.
You'd be semi-retired.
Otherwise.
Gotcha.
Semi-retired, yeah.
Like that. Name one thing that you would change about yourself.
My weight.
Yeah, mine too.
I've always had issues with my weight ever since I was a kid. It doesn't matter how much I work out, exercise, diet. It's just.
I've always fought it too, man. I was a football player. I was always a big dude, and it's been tough to lose it. I got to admit, it's been tough to lose it. I'm with you there, man. I'm with you there. Well, thank you, Xariyl. You've now completed the speed run. Thanks for playing along, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question for all of our chat and listeners out there. Is there a speedrun question that you think we should ask to our featured guest? If so, we are doing it again this year, guys. Let's hear about it. Just go to our 2027 speedrun channel and submit your question. At the beginning of 2027, we'll have 2 more drawings for a $25 Amazon gift card. So what do you have to lose, really? We do limit your entry to 1 per member, but you can give us as many questions as you like, and we'll be glad to steal them from you. So let's hear it, and good luck. All right, let's get into our first topic tonight. Be right back. Thanks, man. That was good. It's a good interview. You're honest. I like that. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Kingsley, you ready?
Can I throw a bonus question in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
Why didn't you?
My wife's looking at me right now because I think she knows what I'm going to ask. I've asked it on all the other Owls Like the podcast. So when you eat a Twix, what is the appropriate way of eating a Twix?
I know this one.
Appropriate way to eat a Twix.
The appropriate way to eat a Twix.
No one even knows what you're talking about because no one eats it like her, Tech.
No, let me guess. She scrapes the caramel off with her teeth and then eats the cookie after.
Yes.
No.
Well, I thought you got to enjoy it on the side.
You got to enjoy all the cookie at the same time.
Is the wrong
she
way.
eats the top. She eats the top part first.
Oh,
and then the
no.
afterwards.
No. Sorry.
It's the difference in textures. That's why Twix is such an awesome candy bar. It's
Thank
crunchy and
I thought
soft.
once you said, I thought you said like she ate it on the side, like bites out of the.
Well, like she separated, like she's
eating 2 at a time. 2 at a time.
One at a cob.
No, 1 at a time.
One on the cob.
1 at a time.
Okay.
Allocate has issues with you already, Tech. You're already in trouble, man. All right.
Listen, if you don't give your significant other crap and issues, do you really love them, really?
Oh my God. I love it. Tech, we're gonna have fun tonight, man. I can just see it already. All right. You ready, Kingsley? You ready to do this, man?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. All right, it's time for our first topic. We're gonna turn to Mr. Kingsley Mack for Kingsley's Corner with a K. What's on your mind tonight, Mike?
Yeah, I got a couple small little news items here. Sorry, chat's going great in Discord tonight.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. I mean, chat's great everywhere, but if you consider joining the Discord if you never have people, and check out the chat there too.
Oh my God.
All right.
Sorry. All right.
First little, I know. Are we good? Are we good?
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
First little news article is I found out more about a cool thing in theory, but I don't think it's going to work out. Apple is doing some more things with what they were trying to promote with video podcasting. And the idea is that if you have a video podcast, you can already technically have a video podcast on an RSS stream, but basically what has to happen is people download the whole file and then it just plays, right? Nothing special. But Apple wants to start a new video streaming thing that uses HLS in the background.
Right.
But, and what it's supposed to do is if you're watching the video version, and if you pause it and you go back later in your car, it'll do the audio version exactly where you were. It'll pick up exactly. So you can go from audio to video back and forth. But I found out some more details, and I don't think this is going to work. Because podcasting is supposed to be an open format, they're locking it down, and I'm not happy about this. first, it's only going to work in the Apple Podcast program. It's not going to work in Spotify. It's not going to work in Overcast. It's not going to work anywhere. And because of that, I think it's a death sentence. People only watch video podcasts on YouTube. And if Apple wanted to try to get people to watch video podcasts more, they would have it be an open standard that you can have in any of the players. That's the only way you would have hope to compete against YouTube. So I'm a little sad about that. They're trying to get providers to get on board, but so far only 3 small podcast hosting companies have agreed. And I don't think anyone else is going to get on board, because why would they if it's only going to work with Apple Podcasts and nothing else? So I don't actually see the big ones getting on board, like Podbean and all the other big ones. They will.
I'm with Captivate. I just switched to Captivate. Man, what they have so many features compared to Libsyn, where I was with, and they have agreed that they will be doing HLS. So I don't think I'll be doing it, because I already got it live on YouTube. Why would I want to put it? There's a reason why they're doing this, Kingsley. There's only one reason Apple's wanting to go video, and they've always been video, by the way, but there's only one reason they want to do this. They want those advertising dollars. It's the only reason.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because along with it, you can also do dynamic ad insertion. You could have already done that on audio podcasts, though. So it's not just because of that. I think they're trying to compete with YouTube, and you can't compete with YouTube. The only thing, what they should have done is come up with an open standard that at least has a chance of competing with YouTube, that all the providers could jump on board with. So I don't know. But hey, I'm fair. I tell stories as is, even though I've had really good news about the MacBook Neo in the past. I'm all up on that. This I'm down on. So, it's not as great a news, but we'll see what happens.
I listen to a lot of podcasts on podcasting. This has been a hot topic for a long time now. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from on this one. I'm pretty well educated in this area.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Second news item is something that was very concerning to me, but I found out some more details that in practicality won't be that big of a deal. But the FCC made a ruling that all foreign-made routers going forward are going to be banned unless they get special approval.
What?
Yeah, and this is absurd news, because this is an example of government not knowing anything about technology. Because the idea, here's the idea. The idea is it's a national security risk, right? They gave an example of a Chinese hacking group that got into some routers and was able to do some stuff. But guess what? They weren't even getting into the consumer grade routers. They were getting into the business routers.
Right.
And guess what? Business routers have an exemption from the FCC. They're only trying to get the consumer grade routers. So they don't even know what they're talking about here. They're blocking the wrong ones. Now, here's the details. Okay, so it's any router that already is being made and is on the market and still being sold can still continue to be sold, but new models coming out of consumer grade have to get special approval. And even that's kind of like what does that mean? Basically, if you suck up to the FCC, what that means is if you say that you might build some more facilities in the US, even if you haven't yet, but if you say you might, then you'll get a gold star. And then you can start, keep your router going. So Netgear and TP-Link, which are the biggest ones, they said, we're not actually worried, because they already were talking to the FCC, and they're like, TP-Link said, okay, we're going to start doing some manufacturing in the US. Netgear, they didn't say that yet, but they said that we'll let you see our whole supply chain. Because the thing is, in my opinion, it's not so much where the routers are made, it's who's designing it. And Netgear and TP-Link and most of these routers, they're designed in the US. It doesn't really matter where they're made, because if they're designed, you can show that you have supply chain checking and security all the way along the way, so that when the router comes out of the box from the factories, you can run a actual hash code on it to see if any of the programming has changed. Mm-hmm. And if it hasn't, then there's no way they have some kind of backdoor thing in the router. Plus, the way the internet is so ubiquitous that people geek out with stuff like this all the time. They will put routers behind routers. So even if you're worried that your router made in another country has some backdoor, you could put another router behind that and run tests on it and see. So it's very easy to tell. The other thing they said was this example of being hacked into, like I mentioned, it was only on business routers, and it was the reason why it wasn't because the business routers were US made or foreign made or anything, is because people weren't running the updates on the routers. Well, duh. Yes, they're always going to be less secure if you're not running the updates. So if anything, you should have a ruling that says routers are forced to update themselves for security reasons every once in a while. I'm not really ultimately too concerned because all business routers have an exemption, and B, even the consumer ones have already the big ones like TP-Link and Netgear have already worked out deals with the FCC, but it's just kind of funny, the examples they gave, because me and technology and being fair, like the examples they gave were BS examples.
I'm probably asking this question for a lot of us in the chat right now. What is considered a business router? Is that one from an IP?
That's the other thing. They haven't. It's all loosey goosey. It's about handshakes and money, Todd.
Oh, jeez. What the hell?
So money in the day.
Yeah. So, but I mean, generally, a business grade router would be like the bigger companies, like the Cisco, the
gotcha.
Unify, But Netgear has business and consumer grade routers.
Right.
So where do you draw the line there? It's like, so I had the exact same question, but no one really knows right now.
So all this basically is they're forcing basically public facing routers or consumer grade router companies to employ more people in the US. Is this what this whole strategy is? It sounds
basically, like it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Well, technically, can you call a business router a managed network switch? That's technically an industrial.
No, that's technically a different thing. Tech. A switch is not a router.
Oh, the same thing, world, but I mean,
we'll talk afterwards. I'll give you a schooling. The switches are the things with all the ports you plug into. Yes. The routers will have some ports too, but they are more for routing, for deciding what goes where logically. But yeah, think of like the router's the brain, and the switch is
just
the heart with all the valves in the body.
I have one here I was going to show on camera, but I can't. It won't reach. Never mind. I got a TP-Link switch from all my cameras are hardwired in my house, so it's not internet driven.
When I first had this story, I was a lot more concerned, but it's already like changed within the last couple of days. But I didn't want to like cut it from the discussion.
Don't worry, Kingsley. They'll forget about what they even talked about soon enough. Probably.
What?
They'll probably forget about this whole topic eventually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You start getting technical with them. No offense, Tech. They'll just start. Their eyes will glaze over, and then they'll be like, you know what? We'll just table that for now. Who knows? Who knows?
But it brings up a good topic of no matter who your router is in the future or in the past, run your updates, people.
Yes.
On all your stuff, on your computers, on your routers, and stuff, because security is important, and that's one of the best ways you can stay safe is to run your updates.
See, I get my routers from my internet service providers, and they actually run automatic updates. They go offline for like a few seconds, and they run updates to all the routers periodically. So they'll even tell you 2 a.m. it's going to be switching over, so that makes it nice and easy.
Yeah.
But if you have a gaming router, definitely update it. Yep. Cool.
All right.
Good info.
And then
little related question.
Go ahead. People can pop in at any point. Sorry, I was just talking 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. So I've heard, I haven't researched this, but I've heard, like, if the last component of a product is assembled in the United States, it counts as being United States
made in the U.S.
produced product, made in the U.S.
So
would that be like, first of all, is that true? And secondly, would that be a workaround for this kind of?
Well, I've heard that before too. That's been something from a long time ago. That's when you can say like I think that's also the differentiation of assembled in the USA versus made in the USA, because assembled can even mean like one part, but made has to mean 100%.
Honda,
but in this case, I don't think it matters. They actually are. But then again, it kind of matters, because if you start getting some handshake deals, that what if the new U.S. manufacturing plant spinning up is just manufacturing their packaging? You know what I mean? Like, so in a way, maybe this is still gonna happen.
Yeah, that's where I was leading with that. Yeah,
I was already thinking that too, Xariyl. I was thinking that too. Because I mean, my wife's Honda is assembled in Tennessee, so I mean, and it'll say it's made in America, but not really. It's all Japanese parts that just come in a big box, and we're just given the instruction book on how to put it all together and push it out the line.
Yeah,
I know. When I was on dealership life, we were told I think it's 51% had to be made in America.
Yeah,
or assembled in America to be called made. I think that's what we were told.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. Because obviously, even like the Fords and even if you think about like Subarus, some of their cars are manufactured in Indiana, but it's not like every part is from the U.S. You're obviously getting parts from other places.
You would be amazed how many foreign-made parts are in Fords. Foreign-made stuff.
Almost everything, really.
I
mean,
I would not be
make a whole bunch.
Yeah.
We don't make a whole bunch.
Really.
We design everything, but we don't actually manufacture it here. That's the issue.
People do not realize with industry how interconnected we are in the world with everything we make. Sometimes I wonder, but anyway, that's another topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the last news item I had this week is some really cool stuff on how game development can work if you have the right engine, the right studio, the right everything. This game that we were talking about starting last week, Crimson Desert.
Yes.
Well, since we last talked about it, and in less than 1 week, Crimson Desert has had 3 major updates in less than 1 week.
Wow.
This is unheard of. Like when I say major, like if you look at the patch notes, huge lists of stuff that are fixed. They're listening to feedback. So it's not just like these were in the works anyways. These are things that like people talked about when they were first getting the game. Like, how did they get the turnaround so fast? And there was, when the game first came out, the reviews from the the big reviewers were mixed. There was a lot of 9.5s, but then there was a few like 5s and 6s. So like the average score wasn't great. It was like 78 or something. But I kind of talked about that, how like they made the mistake of they didn't get it. They should have just waited like 1 more week and pushed everything back because the reviewers didn't get a good copy of it, basically. Well, the game already had pretty positive reviews from users on day 1, but the reviews are actually going up.
Nice.
They're getting better.
The average is going up.
And yeah, so I really think this is cool news that a studio with such a huge game can have 3 major updates in less than a week, and they're already fixing all these things that people, there weren't things that made the game bad, but they were things that were annoyances, and they're already getting a lot better. So I haven't played the game tons yet. I don't know if we want to. Yeah, I'll talk about it in catch up. We'll talk about it later.
That's fine.
A little bit that I have, but it's pretty cool.
That's surprising. Well, I mean, it isn't live service. That's a good thing, but it still has to. Is a single player game, but
huge game.
Yeah, a lot of times, they'll just push out one big patch after they sell it because it's usually stuff they find in quality control, but they have to get it published. They have to get it out the door. And every game does that. You'll have one big day 1 patch.
Oh, sure. The day 1 patch. Yep.
Yeah, but now 3 of them in 1 week. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Do you know, what was if you could pick one major thing they fixed, what was one major thing it was patched?
One major thing that they fixed that people really liked was inventory management.
That was a pain.
They have a they already had a stash where like if you find stuff on the field and if your inventory's full, it would go there, but you couldn't put stuff into your stash manually. Well, now you can do that too.
Nice. I haven't played it fully. I've bought it. I've got it downloaded. I got it ready to rock. And actually, I'll just admit it now. It is going to be the April game of the month. I will be playing that. I'll be streaming it on Tuesday nights probably. So yeah. I'll be definitely doing that. Yep. That is the next game I'll be playing. So, anything else you want to mention, Mike?
That's all.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's take a small little break here from our topics.
Hey, real quick.
Oh, what's up, man?
I want to go back on the. I thought we were going to go through all stories first, think about comments, but back on the first Apple's podcast thing they want to implement. YouTube, I feel like, can combat this in one easy way. Have a way, if you're watching, like, let's say, if I pull up Gator's podcast on YouTube on my phone, and I want to turn the screen off, just make a switch where you can go from audio to video in the same file.
I got you.
Yeah.
Because many times, I'll start watching your podcast stream on my phone, and I can't watch it. I want to listen to it. We can't turn the screen off without it turning the audio off.
That's because you have to have premium to have that option.
You can't do that on premium.
Premium, you can do
Yes,
it. Believe me, I do it all the time. I'll be watching a video and I'm like, okay, a diary of a CEO. I don't really need to see talking heads. I just want to listen to the podcast. And they have an audio version, but I'll just say I'm already watching it, and I'll immediately put it on my phone from where I'm watching on my computer and plug it in. I'll go mow the yard and I'll listen to it because I have premium.
Yep. I do that with music videos too.
I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that then.
Yeah, it's the one way they get you to pay for premium, other than getting inundated with ads every 5 minutes on. You'd be surprised how many ads they want to place in this live show. I have to go back and like strip it bare because they want to have an ad like every 5 minutes when you watch this podcast, and I'm like, there's no way. People want to hear the topics. They don't want to get interrupted by whatever ad you decide to put in there. So I have to go in there, and at least YouTube gives us this option. We can go in there and strip out the ad breaks. So I'll have an ad like every 30 minutes instead of every 5 minutes. So, and if you have premium, you never even see an ad. So that everyone wants you to go to the paid service. That's the reason. And what's nice when you have premium, by the way, we still get a little ad revenue, a little piece of the premium. If you watch one of my videos, I still get a piece of that because you're a premium user. Yeah. I still get credit.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a fraction. It's a fraction, but yeah. But I have to go every week once the replays post in YouTube and Twitch, not Twitch, but YouTube. I have the option where I can go back and manually assign where the ads are placed. And usually I'll put them in between the segments. I try to anyway. So yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've learned a lot of that stuff the hard way, but yeah. All right. Good call, Tech. Well, let's take a little break here. We got a lot of information to talk about. Well, some information to talk about with our Destiny and Bungie Roundup segment, which we will do right after this. Almost did an Elmer Fudd. Almost did a Fudd. All right. Here we go. All right. As an homage to our roots as a Destiny podcast, we do want to check in with Bungie and see what's new, if anything, in the Destiny verse and now Marathon, I guess. So here we go. First with Marathon. No real big news out there for Marathon this week, but there has been some drama. As you know, the Cryo Archive was released last week, and the Ranked was also released last week. And there's been a lot of feedback from the Marathon community about the timing that these overlap each other, and the fact that one is a weekend-only activity. It's colliding with people who have to work. There's been a lot of back and forth about, why is this on the weekend only, et cetera. So Joe Ziegler, the head of Marathon, did tweet out a response to this. He stated that the new cadence of these two activities will not overlap anymore, and the new schedule is this. The ranked mode will run from Sunday reset, which is 10 a.m. Pacific time, through Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and the Cryo Archive, the in-game map, will be from Thursday at reset to Sunday at reset. So that way they're not overlapping. Oh. And now you can go play the Cryo Archive through the week. You won't miss it.
Who cares if it overlaps a little bit? They should have kept the Cryo Thursday to Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like, because now they're cutting back the other way.
Or every 2 weeks alternated, so people all schedules can't have it or something like that. But it's
exactly. Well, I still want even more.
I don't like the lockdown schedule for me. That's just like why? Yeah. Why are we locking out the schedule?
Yeah. Well, okay. When I first saw some news that Scarlett put, I thought it was like they added Thursday, so it was even longer. But I didn't know. Then they just moved it around.
They just they're alternating basically through the week. So think of the Cryo Archive as trials, except it's a day earlier. And think of the ranked queue as your business as usual through the week, your weekday stuff, and maybe a little piece of Sunday too. So that's, I guess, the way you can look at it. I've got a lot to say on Marathon this week. He did address some other pain points this week. He's finding options for players who cannot play during the traditional weekend-only window. They're exploring ways for solo runners to access the Cryo Archive map without being forced into a 3-person crew. And they're looking into making subroutines a guaranteed drop, which I think they've already announced that it is going to be guaranteed, from the vaults to reduce the frustration of random luck when trying to access the final boss. This happened to one of the competitors on the day one contest, by the way. He could have won it, but he didn't get the subroutine. It was RNG. So now I think they're making that where you are guaranteed to get it. From this week in Destiny, for March 26, 2026. Guardian Games is live. It will be live through April 14th, by the way, and currently Warlocks are in the lead. They have the new activity Rush Remixed. It's a spin on the classic mode that randomizes bosses and encounters to keep things fresh. The new loot they talked about last week already, but I'm going to say it again. The Stasis spread shot hand cannon called the Triple Laureate. The Beacon, which is a solar rapid fire fusion rifle, and the Kranios adaptive, arc adaptive trace rifle, which was from last year, by the way. They have the Magic the Gathering collaboration. We talked about that last week. There are some Twitch drops. If you watch an hour on Destiny 2 on Twitch, you'll earn the Streams of Consciousness emblem. And then they have a free emblem code where you can get the Pikers themed Take the Mantle emblem. And here's the code: JA9PRCXKX. So if you enter that code into your redeem codes on your Bungie.net page, once you log in with your account, I've already added it to mine. It'll give you that free emblem, and I love free emblems. So they do have a Bright Dust buff. The rare Vanguard orders now grant 50 Bright Dust, and you can hit up to 1,000 weekly cap, and then it goes back to 10 after that. And they did do an update 9.5.6. The highlights basically, this was a pretty big highlight. Armor mods. Event armor set bonuses now unlock as soon as you get any piece of the set in your collections. No more hunting for the full set to get your perks. So as long as you have one piece of that armor, you get the bonus. That's huge. That is huge. You can mix and match a bunch of stuff, which I cannot wait to get into that one, doing some more build crafting. Exotic Engrams. Random world drops now scale to your current power level. Thank you. Instead of dropping at a base 200, which is useless. Pantheon 2.0 has a not swap, where they're locking the gear, will not be enabled for this mode, giving you more flexibility. That was a confusing statement, but okay. But here's the upcoming calendar. Trials will begin on March 27th through the 31st. The Burnout map with the Cataphract GL3 heavy grenade launcher will be available. Iron Banner returns on April 14th. I know I'm going to, if I don't make a group, I'm going to join a group in our Discord and play some Iron Banner that week, because I really miss Iron Banner. There's a few known issues. Guardian Games progression is currently a bit slow in Solo Ops and Crucible. A fix is scheduled for March 31st. And there's a UI bug showing 0 stock for Ascendant alloys in the event home. They're actually available. That's it for Destiny. Now, I want to bring up one thing here before we move into our next topic. That'll be you, Tech. I jumped in and played some Marathon. I only have time now to play like a couple hours, a few nights a week. And I played Tuesday night, and it didn't matter what I did. I could not get a successful run in. This was like night and day from what I'm used to trying. Now, I tried all kinds of strategies. I went stealth versus run and gun. I got killed every single run. I was trying to get the most, that last Sekaguchi faction unlocked, and I had to inject a virus in myself, which would injure me over time. Then I had to go download some findings into the mainframe or something somewhere. So it sounds simple, but I could not get it done. And I had to do this on the new Outpost map, which is, you have to be level 12 to access it. I tried many times to get it done, and it was just so frustrating. I couldn't get one contract done that night. So the first time I had to kind of ask myself, is this game really just going to be for the elite sweaty players who put hundreds of hours into it? Or was I just having a bad night? Because I played the next night. I played Wednesday night, and actually I gave up on that going to Outpost, because it just seems Outpost is just loaded with very advanced players. The bots are definitely smarter. But after I thought about it, it just seems like the more dedicated players are hanging out in Outpost, because maybe I just need to play with a group to get these things done in Outpost. But with all the talk about sales numbers and percentage of PC players versus console, and I know you brought this up, Kingsley, that there were some credible sources that 70% of the player base is on PC versus console, which was surprising to me because this is a PlayStation, product. And But I'm really concerned that Marathon will eventually be reduced to just a small, dedicated player base and will shut out anyone who wants to try it. Now, don't get me wrong. I like that this game is more hardcore than Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is where I want to go if I want to chill and just look around. But if you're not incentivizing newer players to stick it out to get better in this game, I don't think this game's going to have any staying power. I'm really worried about it. I think something that Bungie might need to consider in the future before it's too late is adding some more casual features in order to get newer players to kind of get their feet wet before jumping into the hardest stuff. I think first that we need to have a safe pocket like Arc Raiders has in the game. It would guarantee that playing 2 hours on a weeknight would not be in vain. When I jump into a game, I want to feel that my time is being respected. I like working towards something little by little until I feel comfortable accepting the challenge. Maybe offer something like, when you pick up a data card in the game, the XP you earn goes right downloaded and you get it regardless of whether you extract or not. Maybe something like that, where you can download one item that to your consciousness or back to where you're plugged in, you're not with your shell anymore, where you could put it into your stash, your vault, your inventory, whatever you want to call it. Then I could go on mercy runs where I could play a little less worried about getting third party by another runner or dying to some aggressive UESC bots. I just think it would encourage more players to give it a try while learning the maps at the same time, because I am a noob. I have a lot to learn on all these maps, and Outpost is definitely brand new to me. And it's just like, I feel like I'm playing Call of Duty, where if I don't know every point around those maps where all the areas to hide and stuff is, I'm at a big disadvantage. I know I just need to put time in to get better at it, but I have a feeling that Bungie is going to add this to their game eventually. If they're going to keep newer players to stick around and they're not going to decay and fall off the game. I mean, you could have this option available on all the maps except the Cryo Archive and the ranked playlist. That way you have your diehard people for the in-game content, and those players, while also appealing to those of us who are kind of feeling our way through it. I mean, this has to be a gameplay loop that rewards players for their time. I mean, you can call me a whiny baby all you want from all the sweaty players out there, but this is Destiny's problem as well. You have to encourage new players to stick it out and figure out the game before beating them down, before getting beaten down by 100-hour players that gatekeep all the maps out there you're trying to learn. Then the game will eventually, I just think it'll eventually implode if Sony and Bungie don't reevaluate this game. Because if it becomes too sweaty to play, if they don't have separate playlists that allow some very simple features to be included in the base game, then I think a lot of the noobs amongst us are going to just slowly drop out. Just think it's just too sweaty. And I don't know. I think people need to play, at least feel their way through this game a little bit more before just getting shit on every time they enter a game. I know it sounds like a whiny baby, but I'm telling you, I'm a diehard.
Are you done yet?
I'm a diehard Crucible player here, and I feel I feel good about this game right up until I started to jump into this Outpost map, and I finally was able to see it from someone who maybe hasn't played it as much, and that's where these thoughts occurred. So, what do you guys think about all that?
100% disagree.
Okay,
I warned you. This game was supposed to be. And this is the game that Bungie wanted to make. They wanted to make a more hardcore game.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with newer players. It has to do with how hard the game is. And I warned people, I warned you, this is the game that it's supposed to be. They shouldn't be changing the game to be a different game. That's not really going to help anything. Also, you're supposed to mostly play the game in groups. It's not meant to be a solo game. Like the contracts are supposed to be really, really, really hard, at least some of them, if you're going to do it solo. So instead of saying like, they need to make the contract solo friendly, no, the ones you can't do, put on your big boy pants and get in a group.
No, don't get me wrong. I still got the itch to get this contract done solo. It's a challenge to me, but I'm just thinking of all the people who don't play PvP that jump into this game and love the contract part of it, love the progression and learning about new Cal. And
they shouldn't have bought it. The game, I warned them, and Bungie warned them too. They said this is a more hardcore game.
Here's the problem though, Kingsley. If they don't make this at least a little more broad to other players, just widen it a little bit and then have the end game where the end game is, just like Destiny. You can't go right into a raid until you've gotten through the, till you've got your feet wet playing as a noob guardian. I think they have the end game, they have the rank, they have everything up there for all the players that are established. All I'm saying is just have that pocket or have that one downloadable item that you can grab. That way you don't feel like you wasted 2 hours on a night.
That's not all you were saying. You want them to make lots of changes.
I felt pretty deflated that night, man. I felt like I could not get anything done. And I even went to perimeter. I just said, screw it. I'm just going to go to perimeter. And I just was not having a good night. And it was the first time ever I've had a really bad night playing Marathon. Maybe everybody has like loaded gear now that they played the in-game stuff, and they're just picking on all of us that aren't, are level 15 still. I don't know. But I don't know, just how I feel.
Hardcore game. Yeah.
Well, what happens to most hardcore games?
What do you guys think?
Well, Warfare is the same way, though, honestly. You get to the Stella Montes map, and it's apparently a sweat fest on Stella Montes. So that's just the nature of these games, I feel like, somewhat.
The map,
it gets to
map
a point
specific.
where, and I think that's kind of where the distinguishing the super sweaty and non-sweaty is the map. If you want easier challenge, you go to the easier map. If you want diehard sweat snipe, you go to the topper and map. I mean, the style of game it is, you're never going to appease everyone like Destiny. That's just not really possible.
And they shouldn't even try.
Shooter.
Yeah.
You're never going to win that. I mean, it's not in the essence of the game. And if you're going to make it easier, at that point you're competing with Arc Raiders, which is probably not a smart move for Marathon.
I don't know.
Arc Raiders has its home. Marathon has its home. We don't want to blend the two, because Marathon cannot compete with Arc Raiders on the front it's good at.
Keep in mind, one's a first-person shooter and one's a third-person shooter. For people who don't like third-person shooters, it's nice to be able to jump into Marathon.
Yeah,
just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And Bungie actually made the changes in the last couple of years of development. They actually decided to make it a little different, a little bit harder, a little more high-end.
Yeah.
I just feel this one change of having it where you can download one item, not a safe pocket, but maybe like the data cards where you can download something, you can hit a special button and it downloads to your vault. You no matter if you die or whatever.
Just the one change?
That's
really just the one change, or will you come up with more things in the future?
No, I think that's all this game needs, because if I need to go and get one piece, like one night I ran 10 runs because I needed one of these consumables to finish my node, to complete this node that I needed to upgrade on Mida. And I ran and ran and ran there. I had it in my backpack, but I could not get out of the place without dying. If I knew I could grab that one thing in that little office, immediately download it, I'm covered, then I can relax at least a little bit. And I feel like, okay.
That won't help with doing the contracts on the hard maps.
But it's all about contracts, though. It's all about getting contracts done. That's why everybody's in there, is to get contracts done. That's the only way you can rank up all of your factions. It's the only way to do it. It really is.
No, but I mean, wouldn't you want, you say you just want that one change, but don't you want it to be easier on solo too, so you can get the contracts done?
I don't know. I don't think so, because
as I
learn the maps more, I'll be, I'll get better at the maps, and I think the time to kill is a little fast, because if someone's camping you and I opened a door and someone was camped way up high and just loaded me up, and I'd have any way to react. At least in Crucible, the time to kill's not that freaking fast, where if someone's shooting you, I can evade them, re-energize my shields, and then come back and engage. It's just like Call of Duty, man. You just get knocked down on your ass and you're done. That actually benefits people who just sit there and camp and just wait for someone to cross their screen. And that just reminds me of Call of Duty days, man, where people will just sit behind a fence with a shotgun and wait for you to run by them, shoot you in the back, and you're done. Except you could respawn. But you only get one shot in Marathon, man. You get one shot. There's no coming back. So,
I still understand how a safe pocket would help with contracts, because what if you have a contract to do a specific thing on the hard map that's nothing to do with your item?
There's a couple contracts that you have to do in one run. And but once you get it done, Kingsley, it's completed. You're good to go. You don't have to extract unless it states you have to extract. But
I'm saying, I don't think all the points you were bringing up was just the safe pocket. I feel like you're concerned about other things too. But
I want to read some comments on this in the chat. And Xariyl, if you have something to say here, I don't know if you play Marathon, man, but if you have some comments, I want to hear it too. I don't want to exclude you here, man. Did you have some?
Yeah, I hopped in for a little bit when it first released.
Mhm.
I didn't play the server slam or anything like that, but
Okay.
a buddy of mine did play a little bit on first release, and we enjoyed it. But I also know it's not going to be a game for me. It does remind me a lot of, like you said, Call of Duty, and it's fun for a little bit, but it's not going to be a full-time game for me. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want them to change it. I think it is what it is,
Okay.
and I think it's good for what it is. I think it's exactly as Bungie advertised it to be.
Yeah.
And you got to praise them for that. I mean, stick to their guns, and it seems to be doing well.
That's true.
You read social media posts, and everybody seems very happy with this game.
And that's part of the it's part of the addiction too, Xariyl, because it's challenging, and you're like, I am going to get this done tonight. But after 2 hours of trying to get this contract done, I just need to know Outpost
That's where you give up and you go in a group.
Well,
it's like
I probably will need to
maybe
do that.
You just had a bad night too.
I could have because I was tired from work, and sometimes you just want to shoot aliens in the face, right? That's why Destiny works so well sometimes. But maybe I shouldn't have logged on, but I was thinking about it all day. I need to get that material. I need to get that contract done, because that's the one thing that does not reset when they do the wipe in 3 months' time. Is all the factions you unlock, that is done. That's locked in. So that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get all the factions unlocked, and then get all of the what they call the priority contracts, where that is all the lore about each of the factions. And I want to say 5 per, because I've completed all of them for SIAC, but I think there's 5 of them per faction, and there's 5 factions. So
it sounds like you created your own sense of FOMO going here.
I gotta admit, man, I definitely, it's on my mind when I'm at work during the day. I'm like, how can I'm racking my brain. How can I get through this? Let's see. How do I do this? I tried all different ways. I tried stealth.
If they don't reset, then you have no rush.
Yeah. With all these complaints, you are Bungie's target audience.
all I'm saying is, if I knew that I could download whatever material I was looking for, because I'm farming materials, it would just make life so much easier. And I think it would give that little bit of extra little sugar that everybody wants, that'll keep them playing. Because if I needed one, I don't even know what it's called.
Not everyone wants
some kind of copper core or something I needed. I had like 15 of 16. I needed one. I know where they are in the map. I went to get it. And then now I got to figure out how to get the hell out of here. And Outpost is just certainly a next level. I admit I haven't played Outpost a lot. I don't know the map well, and I think in time it won't be much of a problem. But there's a lot going on in Outpost. You got embers flying from the sky. There's all kinds of stuff wanting to kill you on that map. So I'm probably just going to have to run with a group to get that contract done. But I still have other contracts to do though. So anyway, I'm just saying, if you want to make a run where you need one thing just to be able to unlock a node that you've already leveled up on that faction, it would just be nice to be able to download it to your vault straight away. Just one item, and you can choose what that item can be. It can be a purple item. It can be just a simple consumable. It's your choice. I think they're going to need to add that to the game, because what's going to happen, Kingsley?
Please don't.
What's going to happen eventually? Those numbers are going to keep dipping. They're going to keep dipping.
It wouldn't be because of that, because not everyone thinks the same way you do.
There's a lot of solo players in this game. A lot of solo players.
It's not meant to be that as its main purpose, though.
But the main,
and again, just because you want it to be a solo game, that's not the main purpose they built the game.
But here's my rebuttal to that. You can go in and grief and kill people. You still won't get your contracts done. You have to do these sequence of events in the map to be able to get the contracts done. And all I'm saying is, if this pocket wouldn't even apply to that part you just got to get good.
Exactly.
But if you're going in to need one material, that's all I'm saying. If you need one item, you find this really great item. Like I find a mixtape in Arc Raiders. It's in my freaking safe pocket, man. And they even have it where you can upgrade your backpack where you have 2 safe pockets. Thank you, Native Raider, for that. But that's what hooks me in Arc Raiders. The fact that I have some insurance, a little bit of insurance, in case things don't go right. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
It's a different game.
Because I really had a rough night the other night. It's the first time ever I've had a rough night playing Marathon. And it could be probably because I'm falling behind everybody else, because I can't put the hours in every week. I've scaled down my business. I don't know if anybody heard from the Blueberry Lounge podcast. I've scaled down my business now where I'm doing most of the runs myself. I've decided to scale back my clientele where I have only choice clients that I take care of now. And you probably notice I haven't been in Discord as much lately because I have to go out there and get the work done. So I don't have, I'm like most working dads out there. I only have a couple hours a night before I go to bed to play. They have, as much as you want to make this a hardcore game, you still got to think about those players.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Hardcore games are meant for hardcore people.
No, dude.
Oh my God.
They already have confirmed, well, through a couple sources, they've confirmed they sold 1.2 million copies of the game.
Yeah.
That's about $55 million after all their costs. They've invested $200 million in this game, probably with all the promotion and stuff they put into it. They better find a way to bring more players in, or I'm a little worried about Marathon. I don't care how hardcore it is. You can be hardcore all you want, but when they shut those servers down, what else are you going to play?
Yeah, but that is not, you cannot say that's because they made it hardcore only.
Yeah.
You can't put those two and two together. If it shuts down for other reasons, that would be for other reasons. Like they just didn't, yeah.
I know, you got to learn how to rat, Todd. Yes, Scarlett, I know. It's hard for me to rat because ratting is basically just camping. You're just camping. And you're just looking at the clock. You're seeing where everybody's trying to get their contracts done. And you're just looking at that last minute. Oh, this is the only exfil left. Let's just camp this sucker and we'll shoot them as they're trying to get out. I know the ratting, man. I even switched over to Rook. I played some Rook and another Rook killed me. And they weren't even careful they just ran right at me, man. I was like, okay, all right. So, well, I guess got to get more hours in, I guess. But I'm just saying that one thing. Tactical camping, really, Scarlett? I hated camping, man, and people would always call you out if you camped in Call of Duty.
It's not the game for you.
But here's the thing, though: Iron Banner's coming on the 14th. I can run and gun and do whatever I want, and if I die, I multiply. So, I guess I have that too. So anyway, it's just a little editorial on some of my experience in Marathon. I know the streamers are level 100 and 120 or whatever, and I get that, man. But and
not just streamers, a lot of people in our community and other communities love the game and they're hardcore too, and they don't necessarily feel the same way.
But there's got to be a repeatable game loop that's going to keep people coming back. Eventually, when you grief so many people, you've got all the contracts done, you've played, you put the hours in. There has to be something else to play. There has to be an incentive to keep playing the game.
That's a totally different topic. Every live service game can have that problem. Right. That has nothing to do with just Marathon. Yeah.
All right. Well, I said my piece. I'm sure I'll get some comments on YouTube. That's fun. Anyway, that is what's going on.
Comments are the worst.
Yeah. Anyway, I always think it's a 13-year-old kid with pimples sitting behind his computer. So that's why it always makes it better when I get
wow, that's comments. So rude.
I don't care.
You want to pop him?
That's what I'm thinking. Because I used to be that kid. All right, let's move on to our next topic. That is Mr. HdTech. Be right back. I knew that would stir some feathers. That's all right. I still wrote it.
Yeah,
I still want to talk about it.
Because you bought a game maybe that you shouldn't have.
Kingsley, you're just gloating. You're just a jealous. Where's that jealous girlfriend?
Jealous? I am not jealous in the slightest.
I know, but you're just
misunderstanding.
You're one of those. You're one of those Destiny fans that wants Marathon to fail because you want a Destiny 3. You want that Destiny 3 game. How dare they? How dare they spend all this time on Marathon when they could have been making a better Destiny game?
I am talking up Marathon more than you are.
All right. I'm trying to stir the shit tonight. It's not working. All right.
Yeah. You got to stir real shit, not fake shit.
I know. All right. Tech, you ready, man?
He's back. Oh, always ready, man.
All right, man. We'll turn it to you. Xaryyl's like, I am not saying a fucking thing tonight.
Right. Yeah, you need to cut in more. Sorry if we're talking too much.
Talk over us,
I was
man.
gonna say,
I'll try to get you.
If you have nothing nice to say nothing at all, right?
That's a good policy. That's
not bad.
I just know these guys forever.
But Todd doesn't want dead air. Todd does try to stir the pot.
I do. Sometimes I do.
Todd hasn't taken a breath yet.
I have my moments. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, here we go.
Do you really?
Well, I'm going to take a breath now because HdTech's coming on. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Okay, it is topic number 2 time, and I'm going to turn it over to HdTech. Tech, what do you want to talk about tonight, man? What's on your mind?
I appreciate the turnover. So I've been noticing now for a few years now. I come from a automotive power port, blue collar background myself, so it's always had sit a little bit closer to home. But what's one thing that every gamer, every person, every parent, everyone needs to, well, not everyone. There's a slight few population does not need need this one thing, but automotive cars, right? Everyone has to drive to work. Everyone has to drive somewhere. We need automotive everything, right? It's a very key aspect and factor in everyone's life. And we're getting to a point where you go to, let's say, a dealership or independent shop to get your car worked on, and you say, how long is it going to take to get this valve cover gasket changed out? And they tell you it's going to take two to 3 weeks to do this repair. And you're like, well, how is that possible? It's not the job's hard. It might be a 2 or 3 hour job, but there's no one working in the industry to do the job for you. There's one article that I remember, I think it was last year, I had the article pulled up here, but there's a Ford CEO, I think maybe it's beginning of last year. The Ford CEO came out and said he had like 5,000 or 7,000 positions across 4 dealerships bays that they could not fill, and they were offering like 120 six-figure salaries to fill the positions. And even with 6-figure salaries, they couldn't fill these positions. And it's not just Ford; it's all the brands. If like he specifically said 5,000-7,000 to him. There's another article in the 2024 that we were down almost 650,000 techs in industry, and it's only getting worse. And obviously, every blue collar trade is going to see this, but I feel like automotive is going to hit the worst. Some of the key reasons why I think automotive is going to see the worst, it's when you're an auto tech now, you do it all. You do electrical, you do HVAC, you do mechanical, and these cars are getting more and more sophisticated, and you're literally doing it all. Like, you can take your skills as an auto tech and go to any other blue collar field almost. Now, you can't go go be an HVAC tech, but you have the principles there of how to cross over. Like, I started in the power port industry, and I've taken that knowledge and I've gone, I did a few years doing avionics and airplanes. I've done roller coaster maintenance at Disney. I've done industrial work for Target. I now do automation robotic work for a pharmaceutical company, just off the basis core knowledge of automotive plus power port knowledge and building on it. So it's getting harder in that aspect. Another big reason I think we're getting hit is the pay. I don't know are y'all familiar with flat rate pay really at all and how that works?
Well, flat rate, you talking about just a flat salary?
No, so you're a tech and you're told you need to do this valve cover gasket.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The book's going to say it takes, just say customer paid 3 hours to get the job done. Mm-hmm. You take 4 hours to do it. Well, you only got paid for 3 hours.
Gotcha.
Which can burn you. But then there's also warranty, where let's say the car is brand new in a warranty. Warranty pays about half of that price. So you only get paid an hour and a half to do that job if it's under warranty cover. So the money's not really there for these techs to keep going. That's a big thing in flat rate, especially when you're dealership level. Like when I was in dealership, I think 80% of my work was all warranty only work. Mm-hmm. And it makes hard to make any money. I mean, you got family, you got bills. I mean, that's one of the big reasons I left the industry, was just the flat rate pay structure doesn't work no more, especially, and it worked back in the day when times were reasonable and cars were simpler. They weren't IT monster machines with over 5,000 feet of wire in them nowadays. Now you got 50 to 100 computers and over 5,000 feet of wire to go through. And you don't get paid for diags. You've got to pay for your own tools. So on top of not getting paid junk, you've got to invest in your own tools. No tools provided by the dealership. Like when I was in a dealership, we had certain tools that the dealership was supposed to carry to make my job easier. They didn't carry it. And when I asked to get them, I was told, well, if you want to, go get it yourself. I shouldn't have to pay for my own dealership manufacturer tools. That shouldn't be how it works.
That's wrong. Especially if it's a specially made tool for the dealer.
Correct. It was for one, it's like 2 or 3 years. I was working on jet skis, and it's for an IBR module. And it's for this one particular model for only 2 years, and it's like $400. And I even So with the tool, the job went down from like 3 or 4 hours it had done to like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I even explained to my service manager, I'm like, if you pay this $400, you can make your money back in 2 weeks off this tool. He still didn't want to hear it because it affects the bonus and XYZ yada yada corporate America stuff. But this, I think as a whole, we should be how do we fix automotive industry techs? Between the lack of training, the lack of pay, the no respect really for them as they get crapped on by service advisors, parts people. And on top of that flat rate pay, your wages are not also dictated by how hard you work. Let's say you go get a part and the parts department orders the wrong part. Well, now you gotta wait for that part to come in. Or the service advisor sold the wrong thing or didn't call the person when you had the car in your bay. It's going to affect everyone in the long run, because what happens when your car gets fixed and you're waiting 3 to 4 weeks for repair? And it's just a downhill spiral of, how, what do you do to incentivize and keep the industry going? Because it's not just a money issue, it's an overall culture issue we have on it.
I'm curious, Tech, how many of these mechanics just break off and start their own businesses? That would seem like the logical thing.
I know I personally thought about doing that at one time when I was younger. The issue of that is these newer cars are so complicated.
You need their tools.
That you can't do them because you need their tools. You don't have the documentation. You don't have the scan tools, the computers, wiring diagrams. It's so hard to do anything now because there's so much information that's locked behind the dealership wall.
Right. I remember they had to scan my truck. They said they have to charge me $200. I'm like, seriously? $200 for you to plug your little module into my under dash OBS port? what is it called? OBD2 port. I'm like,
onboard diagnostic.
Dude, I got a auto x-ray here in my office that I bought because I was tired of paying $200 to have them look at it. I'd pull the codes myself and I would just go online and look the codes up for my diesel truck because it was just crazy expensive.
But the newer cars are crazy. Like now you have different levels of scan tools. Like you have your basic one that can read codes,
right?
But it may read only the ECU. It won't read airbag codes. It won't read transmission codes. And now with these new cars, your HVAC's computer, your window controls are a computer. It doesn't read every other computer now. So it's if you want a scan tool to do everything, you're looking at $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
Plus a subscription to keep up that scan tool to do everything
it
now.
Update the info. Yeah.
Update it. Write it.
I never knew you had to buy your own tools. That is crazy, man.
But let's see. Let's see between Deadpool's comment here. That's why techs are leaving jobs, because they have to use their own hard-earned money to pay for their own tools. Get stuck doing warranty work. My buddy is a tech. He recently left the job at Dodge to get doing something different. Correct, and that's kind of what I did. I took my powersport automotive knowledge, and now I do robotics in a pharmaceutical company. There's other options that are going to take away auto tech and go somewhere else. And I said, all blue collars are going to see this, but the pay's better, schedule's better for an HVAC tech. They don't have all the dynamics of all the issues, so they don't hit it as hard.
Now,
I think this old blue collar falling off is really, that's where it's hitting the most at.
I see your point. So are you still working on flat pays with these other companies, all Target and all these other companies you work for?
Nope.
Or is it all hourly?
Hourly.
Hourly?
Always hourly. Yep. With overtime and all that, which is so much easier. Like I said, I got a family, so sure, you can make 100 hours in a week on flat rate, make great money, but what about all the weeks you make 15 hours? I'd rather have consistency than that one great hit 1 week of the year.
Wow. I never, this is brand new to me. I've never knew any of this, man. Yeah. Go ahead, guys.
I have a clarifying question first. You were mentioning the pay's not there, but then weren't you saying something like Ford couldn't fill the bays and they were offering 6-figure salaries? So is there some of that too?
Salaries so they say you can make 6-figure salaries
based on flat pay.
The high flat rate pay and good hours, which your hours are not always dictated by how good you do. You have other issues like a bad dealership, bad service riders. Like let's say you got Todd, your motor blows up. You come to me and I got your truck on my lift. Pulled apart, I need XYZ parts to fix it. It's gonna be 2 weeks out to get parts. Well, I got to now put your truck back together to open my bay up to put another car to make money on 2 weeks.
That happened to one of my cars.
In a shop next to you.
Yeah, they park it in the back forever. I waited 2 months one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, so the 6-figure salary thing then is just talk. It's not actually happening yet, or
Correct.
whatever.
Corporate talk, you can make this much. And also, I think the fourth thing is you had to get so much training and be a certain certified level for it. But to get to that certified level, you have to do so many hours and years of the BS and the little stuff to get to that certification. Like they have diesel tech certifications and also the crazy high stuff you can get into.
Which is smart to do, of course. That's going to build into my next point. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that again, if they're not keeping the employees, then I'm hoping even the lower level ones will start getting paid more because the demand will be there. They won't have any employees, right? I've said for a while, like the younger generation, and it sounds like the car techs have it the worst, but like the trades, electricians, plumbers, right? Yuck, right? But like these trades can make a lot of money these days because we need the people there. We're not getting enough people. It's not always the case. Like tech, you give the good example. A lot of the car trades people still aren't getting paid well, but I'm hoping the tide will turn. I'm hoping that we get more people into these positions because obviously you do not want to be a low-level programmer these days. That is the worst thing because AI is taking all those positions. But we need more tradespeople, and I've been saying this for a couple of years. We need more electricians. We need more car techs. We need more everything. And if you can here's how you do it, people. You try to get at the highest levels you can as soon as possible. Get the certifications. Get all these things because you will be in a better position in the trades out of all the trades positions to get paid well.
I never knew
this. That kind of ties into, I had a second kind of side tangent topic really to this. It's, I think it's part of what's not helping the situation is, I'll say I'm younger than all of y'all. And I remember when I was going through high school, it was always, college, everything. If you don't go to college, you're going to be a failure.
Yeah.
It's hard
that
to get
bothered me.
Push college. Deadpool, I was just hop on that Deadpool is, it was college, everything. And I don't know if that was like a generational thing that they were just trying to push people. We thought it'd be the best, but it's backfiring now. The college method didn't work. There's nothing wrong with the greasy, the smelly plumber or the greasy mechanic or whatever trade you want to label it on.
It just depends. This is something tech. It's even been going in my generation a little bit. Like now, of course, because I was going into IT stuff, and so when I was in my early 20s, college was BS for IT stuff. Like they didn't teach you jack. I went to college and it was a waste of time and money. Anything I do now was not applicable from college, and I make more money running my own business now. But so it is a little bit of a generational thing. It's a little bit of they just say it no matter what. It's not like college is not a good decision. If you just got to be really strategic about it. It depends on what you want to do. It's not just this go to college just to get your associate's degree because it'll be safe to have. No, that's not the right choice anymore. If you know that you like fixing cars, and if you find a way to make it work, then make it work, right? I don't know. Yeah, the college thing it kind of ticks me off too. Tech, I get it.
Shift in the last couple of generations, though. I mean, like you said, it used to be just get a degree, doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
What is that?
Just get your foot in the door.
There were companies that wanted to see a degree, but like most of the time, that wasn't the case.
Hell, I'll be honest. This may go to your question earlier, Todd, about something people don't know about me. I don't even have my high school diploma.
Okay.
I got lucky that a friend got me a job right out of high school. I didn't graduate.
You never even looked back. Yeah.
And I keep working. I'm not dumb, but I keep working and keep building my skills, and I've made myself valuable as the years go on. And I hate to say I never needed it because I do believe education is important, but people forget that just because somebody says you need a degree, it's not always the case. Everybody's different, and skills are. You gotta chase your dreams, gotta chase your skills,
Part of education is knowing what you want to go into and what you should focus on too, and not just listening to what people tell you to do, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just share this. I I've been self-employed for 32 years now. I started out, I had to be an apprentice. I had to work as an apprentice for 3 years in my field. And then that gave me access to go take the test, which were 50% pass fail rate usually. Aced all 3 of the areas I wanted to get into in pest control. I aced. Okay, I didn't ace them. I passed them all the first time. I was very proud of myself. That was a big accomplishment. The main thing I will say is the level of pay as an apprentice versus being self-employed. Now, granted, you have to be a self-starter. You have to eat peanut butter and jelly for probably 2 years for dinner, because you're not going to have any money starting out. I was able to work with my dad's construction company, so I got some kind of wage from digging trenches and putting up screening closures and stuff and screening and all that good stuff, which those are skills I still have today. But I'm telling you right now, mark my words, in the somewhat near future, people that are in the trades will make more than attorneys, because attorneys are going to be replaced. Mainly, most of your entry level attorneys are going to be replaced by AI, because all you're doing as an entry level attorney is clerical work. You're sorting, you're looking to highlight words that state this in a document. AI can do that so fast now. There's no need for it. And I feel really bad for people who've gone to law school and tried to get into a lot of the white collar jobs out there that everyone thought they had to go to school and they were going to have guaranteed money. This is why I feel for the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas out there now, because it's all been flipped on its head, and it's all going to come down to offering personal services to consumers. That really is going to be the future of how things are done. Tech, I did not know, man, that you get flat pay. You get a value for doing a job, and if you don't, that means you can't take your time and do it right. You have to rush through and get it. You have to rush through and kill your knuckles or hands or whatever just to get it done on time. You're working against the clock the whole time. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want a lazy mechanic that just sits back and just going to work on it a little bit. It kind of just, I've had a couple of friends that have done that to me on work I've had done. They'll just kind of weed in those hours, because I'm paying them so much per hour. But that's ridiculous, man. I don't see how the future of the auto industry is going to go very far if that's the way they're going to do things, unless they have those AI bots are going to be coming in soon that know how to do that. But you got to remember, you put an AI on a production floor Amazon's dealing with this right now. It has to be on a track. It has to have a subroutine that it does without hurting anybody or itself. And then again, you have to fine tune all of its movements to do technical work that only our hands can do. That's going to take a long time to do. So I still think mechanics and people who offer those blue collar services are still going to be just fine for a while, and probably within our lifetime. I don't know about the future generations out there, but things are definitely shifting, man. And the people who are going to school right now, just very much research the field you're getting into before you put years of your life and invest in years of your life in this education. You could be putting your ladder against the wrong wall. Just do your due diligence.
On the lawyer topic, lawyers aren't going to make less than trades. There's just going to be less lawyers. It's a transitionary period. And if you want to become a lawyer coming up, it is going to be very hard, and you need to have AI knowledge from day one, so that you can fight against the current lawyers that are getting that knowledge, that already have experience.
It'll be the main, if you're an established as a good lawyer and you own a law firm even, it'll be how well you can work with AI. And like you said, it'll be...
And there will be less lawyers in general, and it'll be harder to get into, but lawyers aren't going to be making less than...
You're eliminating your apprenticeship program entirely.
It's really what you're doing. AI. Yeah, it's really what you're doing for a lot of white collar jobs out there. And my kids both graduated. My son graduated with a computer engineering degree, and jobs people weren't running up to him for getting to get a job. He works as an online analyst right now and creates programs for those great ads that you guys love online when you're shopping and stuff. For a real estate company, though. For real estate, it actually seeks out real estate buyers. But anyway, I wonder how long that job will last. because once AI can figure out how to do it, and once the managers, upper management knows how to implement those bots, where's he going to go? And my daughter graduated with an art degree. You guys know, the writing on the wall there. AI art is getting better and better and better. And all of my podcast art, everything is done by a human. And I have my daughter do it, because I want to support what she's doing. But she works in the service field now, because that's where people are needed right now. So, man, I don't know where people should turn if they're going to these technical schools to get these skills to work it forward, and then find out that this is the way you get paid. I thought it was all hourly tech. I'm sitting there giving these guys a hard time, asking them when my damn truck's going to be done. I don't even realize that these guys aren't even getting paid for hours that they don't get completed.
Well, especially do like an engine, for example. You mess with tolerances 2,000 or 3,000, which is like smaller than your hair. You shouldn't be rushed doing something like that. If you mess something up, you're gonna blow it up in 0.2 miles. It's crazy. But I don't think we're close to AI going that level yet, because like I said, you can machine the same part 20,000 times, and every time you machine, it's gonna be a little off every time. So trying to build something that precise, so still there's too many variables at that point.
They're going to go through a lot of bad robots, no pun intended,
but now
before they can get to where they perfect it. And that's just for one trade. Think of how many times they got to. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, man. Yeah, that's a good story.
Tech. Back on the topic though, what do you think? What do you think could solve it, other than like? I mean, they probably are going to change the pay structure dramatically, but do you think they'll raise it some as there's less people wanting to do it, or what do you think can solve it short term, if anything?
If I was still in dealership, if I was just on a salary method with a bonus, I would accept that. Like, I'm going to make at least, I don't know, 60. In order to know you want 60 grand a year, but if you book more than 50 hours a week, you can extra $800 a week. I think between that and maybe some kind of tool, an actual decent tool allowance would be a short-term way to curve it. I mean, then is just that'd be the best way. Like, if I was still in a dealership and a dealership offered me that would be my biggest issue, is just the pay structure and keeping up with my family. Yeah. And I don't like paying a lot for my tools, but I said, if you get a temporary tool allowance and has salary with a bonus, for performance bonus, you can call it, I'll accept that for a short-term solution to keep by for now.
I could see, having your own tool set. It's like cooks that have their own knives and stuff. It's your tool that you want to use in your field. Now we're talking box wrenches and, open end wrenches and pliers and things, and basic tools that you could use anywhere. I could see you having your own, and then you'd have to worry about people stealing your tools. You could get you can get hot under the collar for stuff like that. But the fact that you have these specialized tools that are not made in bulk, by the way, they're specialized tools. They're hundreds of thousands of dollars to make these things one off for each dealership. You should never have to pay for that stuff. And if there's a dealership that's not making sure their mechanics have all those tools, they're not going to be a very good dealer for very long.
Now, there are certain brands, I know, like I think BMW, maybe Mercedes, they ship the tools to the dealership and they force them to pay for it. So there are certain brands that have requirements, and they do force the dealers. My dealer, I wasn't on BMW dealership, so I didn't have that. But there are some dealers who they're force shipping and say, you're going to pay $100 grand for this kit, and you're going to have it no matter what if you want to keep our tag in your door.
Yeah.
But it's not all of them. It's only certain. A lot of the higher end ones do that.
I see. Xariyl, do you have any other comments? You don't have to have any. I'm just making sure you had a chance to talk.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. I was just reading the chat. Deadpool's got some good comments there. So
he's talking about how he has to repair an iPhone screen in 30 minutes to an hour. You get shitty work when it's rushed. Exactly, man. Exactly.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Retail is seeing the same thing. My other job, they took away time from some of our jobs. I have 1 to 2 hours to do a data transfer when it can take longer. Best Buy is messing up workflow for repair agents in Geek Squad. Yeah, so it's not just in the auto industry. I don't understand these corporations that are busting the balls of the people actually doing the work. When you hear about corporate executives getting these super giant bonuses every year, that's where all the pay is going. They're just sucking it up.
Well, that's why they're doing it. They're greedy.
Yeah. Eventually, it's going to come to a head. Something's got to give, man.
I understand. I don't agree, but I understand.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it.
How many times have we seen the same argument between publishers and developers, right?
True
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Very true. Yeah, it applies to a lot of different things. I mean, like for instance, might as well talk about it. Epic laid off 1,000 of its employees because Fortnite's not really making the numbers it used to anymore. Are you kidding me? You're Epic Gaming. You were making $1 billion a month in DLC and I don't know if you want to have a Homer Simpson skin in Fortnite. It is crazy, man. And it seems like these developer companies, the best way they can cut money and make themselves look good for the investors is just to cut that human capital, because it is the most expensive part of the business. But it's too bad, man.
No, the Fortnite thing pisses me off. If we're going to talk about that now,
well, why not?
They're just using that as an excuse.
No, I'm just using that as an example.
They're using that as an excuse. Do you know why? You know where the money actually went?
No.
Fortnite has gone down a little bit, but it's not the issue. They've spent, someone did the math on this. I think it was actually Tassie. They spent like,
pursuing the Apple thing.
$8 billion on lawsuits. That's
Apple.
Where the money went.
What?
It's not just Apple, Google also.
Yeah.
And in fact, they paid Google like $3 billion to settle something that wasn't even something they should be paying Google for. If anything, now it was a bunk lawsuit. They shouldn't have taken the lawsuit to Google, but then it totally blew up in their face where they were hoping to win this lawsuit, and now they have to pay Google $3 billion. It's Epic is so stupid in leadership. They're blaming it on Fortnite, and they're cutting 1,000 jobs, yet all their money has gone to lawsuits because they're the stupidest company ever.
It's kind of hard to blame Fortnite because they were basically printing money with that game, even if it is going down, and eventually all games
they were in lawsuits with everyone except for, this is how inconsistent it is. They were in lawsuits with Apple and Google, but guess who also takes a 30% cut? PlayStation and Xbox,
of course. And
they weren't doing a lawsuit against them.
Right.
So it was just these were just stupid like lawsuits that anyways.
Yeah.
that really pisses me off because yes, I do see this is the trend things are going, and we're going to see more and more. I think gaming's going to have, unfortunately, a bad correction this year and next year with even more cutbacks and stuff. But Epic's spin on it is worse than almost anyone else, at least with Bungie and these other companies. Like, we don't like that either, but at least they're kind of telling us more like, well, it's operating costs, but like it's operating costs based on sales, not based on stupid Epic's operating cost or billions of lawsuits.
Well, if you guys
know who still kept the money,
if you guys think that's terrible, wait till you hear my topic tonight, which we're going to get into right after this. Like that transition?
Oh, yeah. Deadpool. That's why I remember this, because it was your question. So sorry, we kind of answered it ahead of time. So,
that's right. That's
Deadpool
right.
did have the question on the Epic thing.
We'll repeat it, though. We'll give him credit. We'll repeat it at the end.
I guess we can, but I'm just going to say the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but we'll be able to answer it quicker. That's for sure. Okay. All right.
It's okay to bring questions earlier in the show.
I know. That's why I brought it in, because I figured it was kind of apropos with our conversation.
We don't have to say it again.
Well, true.
Maddie, you're right.
Right. All right. Here we go. My topic. Let's wrap things up with this last topic, and we'll get into it.
Right. Tech.
Bye, Maddie.
No, that wasn't my topic, Scarlett. That was my TED Talk. There's a difference. There's a TED Talk, and then there's my topic.
Soliloquy.
It's a different thing.
Todd has like 10 topics in the show.
I got talking points all over the place. All right. Here we go. I'm curious, really, what you guys think about this story. All right, here we go. 3, 2.
Okay, yes.
All right, the final topic tonight hinges on a story I discovered a while back, and I just tucked it away for a later show. And this week, it's time to talk about this. For a lot of us, we are not only gamers, but we're parents. And after listening to this story, you may have concerns about the future of gaming, whether you're a parent or not. For most of us out there, we've usually written off Roblox, a series of games that they're just games for kids, right? But I think we need to pay more attention to the disturbing trends that are going on in this community of mainly young Gen Zs and Gen Alpha players. And I'm not just talking about the child predator stuff. So here's the main breakdown of the story I was looking at. First, let's talk about Roblox. What is it exactly? Well, just some figures here. We're talking about a platform worth nearly $100 billion with more active users than the entire U.S. population. Let that sink in for a moment. The entire U.S. population is playing Roblox. According to this story, it is a total lawless zone for copyright. You've got a billion play games out there using Dragon Ball, Super Mario, and other assets with zero licensing. And Roblox dodges this responsibility being a publisher by claiming they're just a platform, letting them rake in all that investor cash while ignoring the rot that's going on in their content library. The second thing, you guys think the monetization is terrible in the games we play? Well, Roblox is Vegas for kids, and these aren't just games. They're digital slot machines. We're seeing bright and flashy UIs and pay-to-play mechanics that make modern live service titles look tame. And some would say, hey, this is just artistry and gaming, but what it is really about is the funnel. It's NFT and Web3 logic applied to children using clickbait to get them in the door and then overstimulating them to reach for their wallet. Well, let's get real here, their parents' wallet. Another issue is the sponsored exploitation where brands like Walmart are building these interactive experiences that are essentially just playable ads marketed to a demographic that lacks any financial literacy. This is not good. Then let's talk about the safety crisis, because this is probably what most people have heard about. Once you realize that Roblox is more of a metaverse chat room than a game, the patterns get even darker. Things like public bathroom simulators and hangout spaces with explicitly sexual undertones. There's already 6 lawsuits this year going alone, and high-profile child abduction cases, and lack of moderation is just literally putting lives at risk. Then there's the content creators like Xariyl. I don't know if you guys heard about this guy. He tries to help law enforcement track down these predators that are hanging out in Roblox, only for him to get IP bans and cease and desist only to get the IP bans and cease and desist orders from Roblox itself. They're more worried about protecting their image than the actual users of their product. But the real reason that I wanted to bring this topic to light this week is the fact that these practices will not only hurt our gaming industry, but they're going to erode our hobby. It's the fact that a whole generation right now is growing up with this, thinking that this is what gaming is: unlicensed, predatory, and dangerous. We've spent years fighting the loot boxes and pay-to-win mechanics in our gaming, but Roblox is baking those habits into kids' brains at such a massive scale. By the time they age into the wider industry, they're already being trained to hand over cash for every click. Soon this generation will be more important than us old-timers who think, and who you do think the big gaming publisher is going to listen to. Then they're going to listen to the newer generations out there. So how do we combat this? I think we need to go back to the purity of the Atari and Nintendo days of actually building games for enjoyment and fun, and not just how they can be monetized. I feel like if we don't throw the red flag now, I think the industry is just going to follow the money into the Roblox blueprint. But that is just my opinion on this. I'm curious what everyone else around the table thinks about this company, Roblox. Anybody want to chime in on this?
Well, I have a little bit of experience with it. My kids played Roblox some when they were younger, and they are now 21 and 19. So Roblox has been around for a while.
Okay.
They're probably even older than that. And I want to know percentages, because I don't know that it's quite as bad as you make it out to be. It's not like every parent's like giving their kids unlimited money to buy these things. I mean, if you come from a wealthy family, sure, but then that's not just a Roblox problem. They get their money for free anyways.
Yeah.
I never let my kids talk me into buying things, and it didn't change their attitude, Todd. They are grown up now, and they know that they can only afford certain things in games, and they're not expecting games to be this model. So I don't know that it's quite as bad as you're making it out to be.
Okay. Well, remember, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just interpreting the story that I read about this. I'm
not saying it's not a problem.
Right.
I don't know if it's like as big of a problem as you're almost making it sound out.
Am I being dramatic again?
Maybe.
Okay, that's fine.
Look. Well, I know that for online safety, that
Yes.
hands down, everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Kids need to be safe. I do wonder, Roblox, it's hard because I'm not trying to give them a pass, but like it's more decentralized from what I understand.
Yes.
A lot of servers, so they can't really control it. So what can they really do? I don't know. Like, I guess we could shut down the whole platform, or they can have some kind of age thing there. But I don't think they can or should have to check every single server. That's kind of like a little too heavy-handed with us controlling companies. You know what I mean? Like, other than basic protections, of course, like kids shouldn't access things.
I get what you're saying there, Kingsley. I just think they just need to have a little more moderation. Yes, they can't cover every game that's put out there that's made by
Can't you make private servers too? Maybe you can't. I don't know. But if you make a private server, how could they moderate that, right? Like,
I'm not sure
it's
about
just
that.
kind of the way the internet works.
I think that was the biggest fear with this, was the lack of moderation. That they weren't even attempting.
Are we sure they're not attempting at all?
I mean, I think from what this story that I've read about this story, that it just seems like it's the Wild West out there, that people are doing whatever they want. I mean, look at the Schlee content creator who's trying to catch, who's been trying, and he's been in the news. He's been trying to pin and find these people who are child abduction.
Of course, we want.
Yeah, it's craziness.
It doesn't mean that they're not trying at all, but it also doesn't mean that they shouldn't be trying harder. So I just I like to know the full story before I have an opinion. I guess I'm kind of saying I don't really have an opinion, but I do know that it is concerning to me in theory, and I do know that it's not always as bad as you make it out to be, because my kids played it and they grew up fine and everything. Maybe it's worse these days, actually. Maybe that's what it is. So
I know there was a big growth during the pandemic, and then it went down a little bit, but now it's making a big climb. I showed the graphs on this. I'm not showing the graphs this week, but
no, they were playing it more like, I would say more like early 2010s to 2015, more like that.
Yeah, my kids
early 2010s even. Yeah,
my kids are playing what is that one that Cammy Cakes loves? RuneScape. That was a big game for my kids, but there was heavy moderation in RuneScape. But this is just the problem is, I think this is just so big that
well, I think if it's decentralized and big, I don't know how you can do moderation.
Maybe there needs to be some regulation on games that get this decentralized. Maybe there needs to be some kind of hub that it goes through.
But then are we going to regulate
kids.
the internet?
No, I understand, but we're talking,
of course, kids. We need to have kid safety. But I'm
talking kids.
Yeah, that's true. But not just kids play the game. So as long as they don't like regulate it to hell, like with every aspect,
but look what YouTube has done for you have to check if your box when you put anything on YouTube, if it's made for kids or not, and it goes through a much more stringent filter. If you're making something for kids on YouTube, I think that's all we're talking about here, is that there needs to be some kind of gate where someone can at least eyeball it, or it has to meet some kind of minimum requirement in order to be put. I don't play the game, so I can't get specific on this.
We're hiring you to moderate all the servers.
There you go. Tech's got a new job now.
Can that gate be a child's parents?
You hope that it is.
Should be. It
absolutely,
should be.
Absolutely goes back to your parents. I understand that. But how many parents are actually sitting there watching their kids play the game and where they're going within the game?
My kids don't play Roblox because I'm not home a lot and I can't watch them all the time. I know I can't watch them all the time.
There's no way.
My son, he don't play Roblox. And he plays Minecraft. He does it offline. It's not really I don't trust him.
Offline.
I can't be there. I'm working 60 plus hours a week right now. I don't have the time to sit there all day and watch him. Most I want to, and it's parental control, sure, but I don't have the time to watch them. My kids don't play Roblox. But I know it exists out there, and I can't watch him and make sure he's not getting involved in that. So my house, we just don't do Roblox at all.
Right.
That's my stance on that.
I guess I don't love this in theory, but I guess someone could come up with a system that kids are only allowed to play the games if a parent's nearby. But what would they have to do? Have some kind of like facial recognition or something?
If it's a game marketed to children, there has to be something in place to protect the kid. You would hope that the parents are looking out for your kids, but not everybody does. There's a lot of. I mean, I grew up during the where I was plopped in front of a TV all day and told to just watch TV. I mean, that was the latchkey kids
I know
back then.
When I was a kid, I found ways around parents' supervision.
Of course.
Also,
so, that's true. I mean,
we all did before being a kid.
Parents definitely need to know what they're playing. But do you guys remember that game Little Big Planet? This kind of reminds me of Little Big Planet because people are making their own worlds, and you go and visit their worlds. They have a little node on their planet, and you walk into it.
Yeah.
And my daughter used to jump in those games.
Like that.
Yeah, and it's user content, user generated content, and it was such an innocent time back then. But like I said, Bathroom Simulator and all these different hangouts, it's just perfect places for predators out there. And I don't know enough about the game to know how a parent could make sure that their kids don't go to those areas. Maybe Roblox needs to put those areas in a separate world that you have to have some kind of check to get in. And the Bathroom Simulator says 18 plus on it. Well, who's regulating if it's 18 plus? Who's letting people come in that are 18 plus for that? It just seems like it's the Wild West, and they need to just bring it in a little bit.
But how would you though? Same way like how you block spam callers until the guy does a spam call, you don't know the spam callers.
Yeah.
And we're getting in a weird spot. So Kingsley made a comment earlier, and I put a link in the chat up, and I heard this actually today that YouTube and Meta got sued for $3 million. Because they got a girl addicted to those social media videos.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, that's a rough one. So I don't know how I feel about that.
We are hitting the floodgates, I feel like, in society of this stuff.
Well, Xariyl, did you try to... I know Xariyl tried to speak up, and we just immediately railroaded him. Oh. What is your opinion on all this, man? I know you don't have kids, but you still have an opinion.
Yeah. Well, I have nieces, and I have a niece who plays Roblox fairly regularly. We don't let her buy any of that monetization stuff that comes through. So I mean, it's like, you want to be on a free server? Fine. Let me see what server you're on. Okay, and I'll accept this one. Well, she's actually gotten skilled enough where she can like build her own maps and build her own custom avatars and things like that. So whatever she's been learning, she's actually learned programming playing Roblox, and I think that's pretty fascinating.
That's pretty cool.
It also helps her understand not everybody is benevolent also, she's she has seen there are predators out there, and knowing the tricks of knowing how certain maps are made, she also knows which servers to avoid. She's learned how to avoid certain avatars, and it's like, that's pretty impressive, girl.
That is very insightful for a young person to have that street smarts.
She's 13 right now, I think 13, 14, somewhere around there, and she's learned. But I mean, I don't know what the actual answer is. I understand that you can't have parents. You can't have parents there 24/7.
No, and you can't have enough moderation for a thing as big as Roblox. You could do it a little bit, but there's no way you can moderate it all. There is no answer. It's maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It's your opinion, which side you want to go on, but no side's concrete right. Sorry.
Like I said, I remember last year there was an interview with the owner, the CEO of Roblox, and he basically said the same thing. He just basically shrugged, like, "What are you going to do? These are all public servers. I created the platform, and they're running the games. I can't control it."
I mean, in Destiny 2, you have to be able to prove that you've run through so many intro. You have to get to a certain level. You have to have a certain power level. You have to have purchased the game or have done something to get into play trials. I just think there should be something in place, at least to create a speed bump where it's not that easy for a kid to wander in somewhere where they don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. I mean,
they can't if it's on a public server. I mean, just if you can make your own server, they could change the code, but then people have the older code would hold on to that, and then theirs still wouldn't be moderated. The cat's already out of the bag, so I don't. Now I'm even more confident in my opinion. Yeah, maybe they should make the next version tighter, but the current version what can you do? The best you're going to get is parents and these rogue warriors online on YouTube.
Yeah.
And both are good options. Find the predators. Make sure your kids are safe.
There's that should have been baked into the game though when they built it. When they built this whole hub, this whole community, there had to be something system-wise put in place to prevent these things from happening. But I don't know.
I think the doctor has a good comment in the chat.
Yeah, I was going to read that. I was going to read comments. Yeah. He says, my little cousins were baffled when I told them I had never once purchased Robux. I don't even know what that is either. And the Zombie Pop says, my kids have to earn the money they want to spend or save from birthdays. And yes, that's exactly the way I did it too, Zombie. If they had Christmas money or whatever, then they could go buy, whatever for World of Warcraft or whatever they were wanting to get. And he said, doctor says, I'd rather spend my money on silver. I thought it was Schlep. Maybe it is Schlep. It might've been a typo. I was playing Halo as a kid. Yeah, exactly. Roblox tried to do facial recognition already. Okay. It was a massive failure. Zombie Pops. It's simple. Parents have to take an IQ test before having a kid. Well, that goes for a lot of things.
I laughed. That was funny.
That was funny.
When I was hell of young, my parents locked the door and told me not to answer for anyone unless it's Bill Clinton or Jesus Christ. I turned out okay. I think I know what your parents are doing there, Girly Manny.
The Mormons come to the door and
don't
says,
come knocking on the door and told me not to answer. Oh, not to answer anyone. Okay, sorry, I misread that. Of course, my mind went to the gutter.
You put that image.
My mind went to the gutter. Sorry,
they were out of the house, not in a different room of the house.
Sorry. Hey, man, never mind. Somehow we got it done when we had kids. I don't know. It was just like, hey, if the door's locked, do not wonder why the door is locked. Back in my
day.
Anyway, Notorious Gator, I have discussed safety on chat groups. My 5 children followed these instructions and had several creeps banned on Roblox. Well, there you go. Maybe there is something in place that I'm not knowing about here. Native Raider, I have been playing Dress to Impress with my wife and our 6-year-old niece. Actually kind of fun. Just see, they're good people in the game, more than bad. Okay. I don't play the game. So like I said, I'm just going by the story that I read here. Zombie Pops.
I think that's another, as a side problem, is these sensational headlines get the attention, but I don't think they're the majority.
Okay.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, because that's why I want to know how much of a percentage it is based on the total population of Roblox. How much is this really? I'm not saying it's not an issue, and we shouldn't be concerned, but I don't know how much of an issue it is.
Yeah, if it's more than 0, it needs to be addressed, but
they need to do something. They need to have some moderation. I just think it still needs to be built into the system or the community of the game. I don't know how they do that. I'm not a developer, but they probably should have had this in mind when they were building these various games. Notorious Skater, I always monitor what the girls are up to online. Not an overlord monitor, but talk with them about the games they play. That's it. Talk to your kids. That's a good point, Notorious Skater. Yeah, I get it. I get it, guys. Like I said, I had this story tucked away. It piqued my interest a little bit because I didn't know much about Roblox. And my kids didn't. I don't think my kids played Roblox. As far as I can't remember them playing Roblox. It was different games. But anyway, there it is. I talked about it.
Gator was an absent parent. He didn't know what his kids played.
No, I knew what they played, but I was usually working. My wife was usually the hall monitor. So
that's kind of harsh.
Allocate says, when my kids were small, they weren't allowed to play online games unless I was there. There you go. Even when they had to have chat turned off 99% of the time. And that's when you unplug the router when you're not home. Yeah. You unplug the router, and then that's when they learn how to do. That's when they knew. Well, that's when they know how
these days.
Yeah, fix routers.
No, these days you got to keep it on for home services. You create a separate subnet that they're on that turns off.
There's ways you can do it, and there's apps too that actually will. You can use to monitor what they're doing too. I mean, the technology's really gotten up there. So
you don't want the internet off on your home.
That's true. There's a lot of essential services. All right. I said my piece. I think everyone else did too. Let's get on to our catch-up segment. Let's kind of just sit back and chill. I'm all stressed out now. I got to relax a little bit. So we'll do that when we get back. All right. Let's
I'm sure the beer will help you out.
Yeah, let's catch up.
Except it's not beer, it's piss.
Oh my gosh. All right.
No, sorry. That's where you say what it really is, Todd. Sorry.
No, this is green tea and ginseng It's just iced green tea. Iced green tea. I get it from
I thought it was
Publix.
good beer, actually.
Publix makes the best. No, I can't drink on this show. You kidding me? What's up,
It's
external
everything
bars?
except we all think it's everything except green tea.
Exactly. I'm telling you, man.
Didn't mean to call you out.
Well, actually, this was a hibiscus tea and throat coat with some honey and a little bit of sweetener in it. Because you can see my voice was already trying to go out tonight. But this is my backup throat coat. Yep. It's just an herbal tea. That's
Random knowledge. Do you know that 99% of the cough drops in the world are all made in the same place?
Really?
Yep. My job actually makes like all but 3 brands we make.
That sounds heavenly.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man, don't knock it till you try it. I'm still trying to get people to get on the bagel and oatmeal train when nobody's taken up that offer. So, oh well. Anyway.
I ain't doing oatmeal, sorry.
You can knock things that you haven't tried if you've tried the individual ingredients.
Okay.
I've tried
Fair
oatmeal
enough.
and I've tried bagels, and I know they aren't good together.
Fair enough.
How about bagels and grits?
Yes, absolutely, dude. You can rub what you do if you're a true Southern boy or girl, you actually break up your eggs, get the yolks mixed in with the grits, and then you rub your toast or biscuit or whatever into there. That's how you're supposed to eat grits.
And then you rub your toes into it.
No, Kingsley.
That's what I heard at first.
Unbelievable. What the hell, man?
Gator, you're not having any dinner yet tonight. I'm really hungry. You're not helping.
Sorry, man. You can grab a sandwich if you need to. We're almost done. Guys. All right.
HdTech rolling around in food.
Exactly. All right, let's keep moving here because I'm looking at the clock here. I want to make sure we're don't go over too long here. I know people got to work tomorrow. All right, here we go. 3,
Sadly.
2. All right, it is that time of our show where we just kind of lay back, chill, and just talk about what's going on in life and kind of catch up with everybody here. And Xariyl, since you're our new guest, man, I'll start with you. What have you been watching, gaming, playing? What's been going on in your life, man, right now? I know we didn't get to that part in the interview.
Yeah, mostly work, unfortunately. I really only have like about an hour a day to play games. I do have Fridays and Saturdays off, but I spend time with my wife. So
heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I haven't had too much time to game. There is a demo for a VR game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Empire City. That one was actually pretty fun.
What are you using? Are you using Oculus? Or are you using Meta or what?
I have an Oculus Rift. It's
nice.
The old school original sensors on the wall kind of thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it still works, and I'm not going to shell out $600 for another thing when this works just fine.
Still got my it just sits here. Yep, exactly.
I have one too. Unfortunately, I didn't enjoy it as much, but
I've got my Oculus 3.
Oculus 3,
yep. You got. Exactly. And the controller.
I do still enjoy it.
Nice, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll hop in every once in a while.
I get it with the time to game. It's definitely tough. Yeah, it's definitely tough, man.
So I'll do a couple solo missions in Destiny, and then I'll fiddle around in Minecraft or Pal World for like 20 minutes or so, and then I'm out.
Pal World, you just made Natives Day. Nice.
Power World, best world.
Okay.
It's a very fun game. I enjoy it.
I never understood Power World or Pokemon or any of that. I never grew up around that stuff, so I know it's a big time business right now.
You don't have to grow up around it to like it.
I know, but it's
a survival game. Do you like Minecraft? Do you like Ark?
Yeah.
Do you like Monster Hunter? It's a survival game.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah. Got to catch them all. I get it.
I don't like survival games.
Anything else you want to mention, Xariyl, that you want to mention to us? Floor is yours, man.
That's pretty much it at the moment.
Okay.
Just not a whole lot going on. I'm very boring today.
Sorry,
is there any games you're looking forward to coming up or anything else?
Oh, I want to play Wolverine. I'm a big fan of Insomniac games in general. The whole PlayStation no longer putting them on PC just broke my heart.
Wow.
But I'm not going to lie, Wolverine is very tempted to buy a PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 5, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
PlayStation 5, whatever it comes out on. It's tempting. It's tempting. I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger on that. But
wait a minute. I didn't hear that part. I was looking at chat. What game is it you want to get?
The Wolverine.
Oh, the new Wolverine game. Gotcha. Sorry, I heard that part. Yeah, my bad, man. Chat is just blowing up in here.
Oh yeah.
All right, man.
That's kind of fun right now.
Well, thanks again for coming on tonight, man. I appreciate you talking with us.
Yeah, no problem.
I know we got a lot of strong voices in our chat on our show tonight, so we all have our opinions. Yeah, that's for sure. But
Crimson Desert's on my wish list right now, but I need to save some money for that.
It's a
hopefully. I don't know when that price would come down, but hopefully, I do want more, and I'll talk about it later. But hopefully, you get to experience that at some point.
Yeah, hope so. Sounds fun.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, so I can't comment on that, but we'll get around to that with Kingsley. Tech, what are you up to, man? What's going on in your life? I know you're working your butt off too, but what's going on in the after hours or when you do have time to stay home and play?
Honestly, in the past 7 weeks, I haven't had much time at all. I know some people here know about it. I'll just go relay everybody. So I just went through a major job change recently. I found in January my old job was going away due to a change of a boss company they're going through. My job was being phased out.
Okay.
So I had to look for a new job. I was going to lose it in March. So, January onward, I ended up finding the job I have now. I started working it mid-February. And my old job was offering me a severance package to stay till March. So from mid-February up until like a week and a half ago, I was working both jobs at the same time. And I literally worked 12 hours every day for a whole 31 days straight. So from mid-February till about two weeks ago, I worked every single day. And the past 2 weeks, I've been trying to get my schedule together and my personal home stuff done from working so much the past week. So I've just been busy, man. If I'm not working now, it's the summer's coming around. Me and the wife, kids, been going outside, getting the garden ready, getting the yard done outside, animals ready, and just been going. I haven't really gained much in the past 6 weeks or so. People haven't seen me online as much. Just life and,
Well, is it gonna
doing what I gotta do to keep everyone happy?
Is it gonna eventually slow down, or is this the way it's gonna be for a
while? It's slowed down some now. I'm going my schedule's gonna be crazy. Starting to a week and a half from now, I'm going to a night shift 2-2-3 schedule.
Oh boy!
So I'll be rotating every other week night shift schedules.
Wow.
Which I'll have every other weekend off, but then I work the other weekend. But it's what it is. It's a good job. There's good bit more money I'm making, better benefits than I was making with a better company I was with. So overall, it's a win. Besides, the schedule is going to be kind of but no, I didn't go jobless. I still kept the house going afloat. The kids still have a roof over their head, food in the tummy, clothes in the back. So life is good.
Yep, I hear you, man. I hear you for that. Mr. Kingsley Mack, what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, actually hopped into Destiny a little bit and tried out the boss rush activity. And this is the type of stuff that I enjoy, not because of the rewards. I could care less. I couldn't care less. There you go. But it is fun for anyone who wants something to do in Destiny to actually see older content that's basically new because you haven't seen it forever, or maybe you weren't playing the game back then. And it's on this daily rotating schedule of different bosses and encounters. That being said, I don't think everyone's going to like it because it has the Portal BS stuff on it, which again, it's not the fault of the content they're bringing back. It's the fault of the Portal system. But, they're making it hard. You go into Ultimate. Again, I think people should just chill, not worry about the power number drops they're getting of loot, and just do it on a lower level and just to experience it. You don't have to go into Ultimate if you're in the 500s. I got like just a couple less drops on the lower level, so who cares, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it's kind of fun. For what Destiny is right now, it was a small thing and I'll probably be hopping in every day or every other day to kind of experience the different versions of the boss rush activity.
I like how long it is this time. I like how it's not till the 14th. I mean, that gives people plenty of time to take their time and play it.
Yeah. Well, I doubt they're going to have that many daily. I bet the daily rotation goes for a week and then it'll recycle again of the different boss encounters because there's no way they're bringing 3 week or 2 or 3 weeks times 7 of days to, have that many different boss encounters. But anyways, been playing a lot of other games we're all looking forward to. Too bad you didn't pick this for your game of the month, but the 1st of April, everyone's going to be hopping into Division. There's a big year 8 drop that's coming. Tech will be there hand in hand, right?
Yep.
Skipping through the streets of New York.
It's definitely been pulled my
DC.
interest very, very, very hard.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Diablo also, and I put several hours into Crimson Desert. And just from personal experience, even on day 1, I thought the game was in pretty good shape, but I really liked the latest update patch that they did that helped with movement. I noticed that looking around, camera movement was faster. They fixed some graphical things. Walking and running just slightly faster. So just little quality of life things that you don't want to feel sluggish in a game, right? And so little quality of life things like that really helped. And this game is quite amazing. I've spent hours just like only in the first city and then one little small part out of it. And then trying not to look up too many things online because I kind of want to figure out things on my own, but just figuring out how to like loot. Oh, you need to have a mask. Okay. Where do I get a mask? Okay. All these things and all the materials. Do I want this? Do I not want this? Do I want to try to avoid people or fight people? Do I want to explore up on these mountains? And, oh, there's some caves, there's some waterfalls, you can do mining. Wow. Oh, you can find a cat and put a helmet on the cat. What? Like all these interesting things are just in the game that you could just spend hours playing with. And it's almost overwhelming. I'm almost in some ways like focusing back on Diablo or Division because like I'm afraid like what do I do next in the game? But then I just got to tell myself to just chill and just look around and have fun and do whatever I want to do. It's one of those type of games, and even if you don't want to follow the story, but following the story is good too.
Yeah, I could see it being input overload on a game like that. I'll have to just definitely take it slow. Yeah, it sounds to me like Red Dead Redemption 2, where you can just go do anything, anywhere in the world. It's like free roam, right? You can just go anywhere.
Well, yeah, a lot of open world games are like that. You don't have to follow the mission campaign. You can kind of just randomly do stuff. But where they really can differentiate is how much of other building that they have in it. Do you want it to be like also a building simulator? I mean, this has a little bit of that with like chopping down trees and stuff, but it's more focused on role playing and just things like that. But so far I've enjoyed it.
It's good to hear.
It's interesting. It's very hard to explain it. I don't know. You would have to ask me probably like a year from now, like how much I ultimately liked it, because it's such a big game. But you know,
I was going to ask you this: how beginner friendly is it? Does it hold your hand at first, at least, to show you what to do, or is it just throw it at you?
It's not the best, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Games don't need to be super beginner friendly. Sometimes you worry about that too much, and it's kind of like a lot of people have said, like you should put a game like this. Okay, every game has a different limit, but a game like this, you should really put 5 to 10 hours at least before you kind of know if you like it. Now, if you're not willing to shell out the money now, put that much time, then you shouldn't get it. But you really aren't going to get a feel for anything. And when you say beginner friendly, that doesn't even really mean anything to me, because it's like, they give you a couple of they give you tooltips on things to do, but that still doesn't mean you're understanding all the systems. It's going to take like hours and hours and hours. Like, what does this skill tree do? What does this do? You know, like, unless they actually have a video in the game that's saying, now you want to go to the skill tree and click here. Unless they have that, you're going to have to figure out things on your own. I
understand that. I was just asking for a friend. He likes shooters a lot, so I was just curious.
Well, it's not a shooter by any means, so hopefully you won't think it's too slow. But no, it can be a hack and slash, but I wouldn't even say that's its main point.
Okay.
I mean, if you just want to find the people to fight, that's totally fine too. You do you, but you got to do other things that you're going to have lots of downtime also, of not just fighting, if you really want to get the full amount of the game.
Can I collect a lot of things and put them in my inventory?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Of course.
That's my job. That's what I love to do, man.
Yes,
I
you
love
can.
collecting and getting
And
materials.
you want to figure out which things you should sell. See, like any game, you're not supposed to hold on to everything.
I see.
You're actually supposed to use some of your stuff too and sell certain things too.
I
So
got you.
don't just try to hold everything and be like, I can't fit any more stuff in my inventory. No, you got to figure out
All problems.
what you should sell.
Exactly.
Yeah, and what you should use and stuff. So
I follow you.
no, it's I've been having fun gaming, and I'm glad there's several games I'm interested in right now because I am worried. I mean, of course, we have GTA coming later this year, but I still look. We all have millions of games, but like I said earlier in the show, I do think we're going to have a gaming correction within the next year or two, where there's going to be less new games that come out, and I'm okay with that because there's plenty of things to do. So
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's a first person player game. It's a one player game, so there's no FOMO. It's just how much time I decide to plug into it and start playing. That's really what
exactly. You can
what I like about
expect it to be a game if you like it, unless you have a lot of time during the day you can put into gaming, which I can at times, but I play other games too. So this is going to be a game that would go months, if not years.
It's something
even though it's a single player game. Yeah.
It's like a lot of my shows. I'll watch it until there's no new episodes coming out, so we'll just put it off to the side and we'll watch something else. So yeah, man, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're liking it because I haven't even opened it yet. It's just sitting in my library. I'm ready to play it. So I've been on that marathon kick right now. That's anytime I'm logging it, I'm always thinking about what contract can I get done tonight before I go to bed. Reminds me of the early Destiny days, getting bounties done before I feel like I'm doing something. So. Anything else you want to mention, Kingsley? I had to cut you off.
No, just PSA, don't have FOMO.
Yeah, tell me about it. Mine is short and sweet tonight. I did have one movie review. My wife and I went with my parents, actually, because they requested they wanted to see this movie. We went this past weekend to see Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling. It's basically, he's a high school teacher who makes this major discovery and is recruited by the highest levels of government. Actually, it's like a world government that's put together for this dire situation we're in. I think all the doomsday movies you've ever watched, none are coming to mind right now when I need to look them up. But anyway, I don't want to spoil too much here, but I will say I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. First, it was a good 2.5 hours long. Like all good movies, it never really felt like 2.5 hours. Rotten Tomatoes loves this. It got a 95% from critics and IMDb, an 8.5 out of 10. I agree. I give this one 4 solid stars, a very good film. I will say I thought the puppet-like alien encounters he would have would be kind of a meme of this movie. But as my wife said, I've never thought I would tear up about some rock alien creature. And she was even having the feels there towards the end. So it's a perfect feel-good movie. And I think we need that today, if anything, with everything going on in the world. So shout out to my raid crew. That would be... Kilvin filled in this week. We ran another Desert Perpetual Saturday night, that's when we run our raids with our raid crew. Sin couldn't make it that night. He had some activities with the family. So shout out to Allocate, Ronan Red Lion, Zombie Pops, and of course you, Kingsley Mac, for hanging out. I had a good time as usual on a Saturday night. And everybody has heard my diatribe on Marathon, so I won't go into that anymore. But let's do this before we go. We're getting really close on time. We got some questions from our community. And we'll do that right after this. Let me dive into those real quick here.
Oh yeah, I love all the talk in the chat about Division. We're getting ready. We're going to squad up.
I think about it, but
minus Todd.
I think about it. I see you guys playing it, and I'm like,
hey, you can still play.
I
just
played
because
Division
the other
1.
games
I had a good
time.
I had a good time playing Division 1. I didn't play Division 2 though, so I still might pick it up. I still might end up doing it. All right, let's get some podcast questions. All right.
I mean, you could just play it for like an hour or two here or there and still have Crimson Desert as your main.
There's just so many games. There's just not enough time to play them. It's the age-old problem.
I know. So you want to pick games that strategically have new content.
Well, that's why you're playing a new game every month, right?
I am playing a new game. I have the reason I put that together, Xariyl, is because it forces me to try new games. And that's the reason why I did that. So I played Marathon was this week. It was this month's game. I played, what was last month's game? I played Arc
Raiders.
Arc Raiders, yeah. Loved it. me and Native had a great time on the tournament. I mean, it was just I love Arc Raiders. It's a lot of fun, but it's like everything, man. You look at the screen at night and you have 2 hours before you go to bed after doing all your night work and stuff. And you want to watch your show before you go to bed so you can wind down for the night. And you're like, what are we going to play? And it just right now, my mind's going right to Marathon. Speaking of which, I want to announce this. The boys over at the Blueberry Lounge are having they're having a marathon tournament. And you start with a starter kit and you get points for killing aliens, for other players, and you get points for extracting. I'll post the more details of it. I believe it's in Native. Can you put the dates in the chat for me? I think it's in April. That's coming up here in April. And just DM me and I'll pass it along to where you guys need to go. But it's I think it's duos. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's duos. But yeah, you just, I think Sweaty Spooks just sent me the information on that. So, all right, let's get into some questions here. Here we go. All right, boys and girls, it's the last segment of our show. This is where we ask, we get questions from you guys. And we did have a few Destiny questions tonight. I want to get to those from Deadpool1 Merc. Hey, Todd, if Destiny 3 dropped, but they got rid of pulse rifles completely, would you still play it?
That's such a funny question.
That's a hard sell, man. That's a hard question. I guess I would use an auto rifle, I guess, but I'm not using a damn hand cannon. You'll never get me using one of those.
The answer is yes?
Yes, I guess so. He follows up. He goes, with all the recent mistakes Bungie made in Destiny 2, like the lack of communication, just to name one, would you be mad if Destiny 3 isn't better than Destiny 2 or ends up worse? That's always a possibility, right? I love the game, but if Destiny 3 drops, it's going to blow us. It has to blow us Destiny fans out of the water. That brings me to an important question. Is there anything that Bungie can do? Well, first, let me ask this. Is there anything Bungie can do in Destiny 2 right now that's going to blow us away? Is there anything they can put out that's going to make us all flock back to 1 million players?
Wait, is this your question or his question?
No, I'm kind of hijacking his question a little bit because it made me think.
We're talking about Destiny 2?
Destiny 2, when I read about it, when I read his question, it made me think about this. Is there really anything that Bungie can do right now to make Destiny 2, like, just bring back everybody? I understand better content, external barrage. I get that. But what is that?
Yeah, there is. But it would be very hard. And that I still think it would almost be more practical starting a new game. That's, again, why I keep saying it. Like, we had this with Forsaken.
Yeah.
So we would have to have
Forsaken.
Tons of new content. I mean, tons, like maybe like 2 raids, like huge new zones, change like a bunch of systems, and not like the portal wasn't a good change of the system. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a backwards step.
It's possible. It definitely is possible, but like practically it doesn't even really matter at this point. And it does get harder the longer you go on because it's almost like you're always seeing reused assets. Even if it's a new arena, the enemies look the same. There's one aspect of the wall that looks the same as like another area. And I even remember, people could say the enemies look the same in Destiny 2 compared to Destiny 1. Not exactly. Like the night models changed some. Like things got a lot better and different. And that does lead into this other question of, about Destiny 3.
Go ahead. Yeah, what if Destiny 3 drops?
But sorry, if anyone else wants to, Tech or Xariyl, do you think anything could be added to Destiny 2 that would blow you away?
That would just bring back all the players, or a big majority of players to come back.
I don't think they'll be bringing. They're not going to have like day one numbers again.
I don't think so either.
This is a 10-year-old game. And
sure. Yeah.
Destiny fatigue is real.
I think that's a huge ask. You'll see bumps like we have with every expansion or every new system they create. We'll get a bump, and then it'll peter off because it's still an old game and people have played it to death already.
Yeah. Destiny fatigue, definitely. Tech, you got a comment?
I just feel like there's nothing to chase for. Like, I feel like if they want, if I want to come back, I have to be. And as much as everyone hated this and Beyond Light, sunset all the old gear and just start scratch all over again, and just start essentially a D3 per se.
I didn't hate it.
Like I'm just not necessarily like D3 just like new story, hump all new equipment all over again. Just wipe everything and start fresh. There's too much stuff in the game at this point. There's nothing to hunt for. Like I see the new weapon, like Guardian game stuff. I just don't have drive to go get another solar fusion that I can craft right now, or a trace I hunted for last year. There's no drive to go loot anything anymore.
It's funny you said that. A while back, I actually pretty much purged my vault. All the old exotic weapons I had, I got rid of them, and I wanted to see how long it would take to rebuild my arsenal. It sadly did not take as long as I thought it would. I've got almost every exotic weapon back in my vault now.
Yep.
Now
That's
now I will say, when they bring the tier weapons to old raids, that'll bring it back for a little bit. Definitely, I'm gonna go back and play old new raids. I'll bring it back for a little bit. It's not a long-term success thing.
Yeah,
I really think we were going to get another Forsaken, because Forsaken changed everything. They brought new systems in. They brought the Triumph systems. They had ways of, they had the titles they brought in, all the different things. It was such a different game than what we were used to playing. And I think I agree with External Barge as far as a Destiny 3. We have to get a compelling story that has someone as bad as the Witness was. It has to be something at that level. It can't be, we're worried about this side enemy over here, and we need to go on some errands to make sure we put this thing together to defeat it. I'm not talking about a story like that. It has to be an epic story, and that is a lot of work. That's basically what, I'm sure it's what you are going to need to require for a Destiny 3, right, Kingsley? Is a full-blown campaign story that doesn't leave us like tattered and hanging. It has to be pretty detailed.
Sure. Yeah, his question was like, would we be mad if Destiny 3 isn't better than Destiny 2 or ends up worse? But I think that's kind of an obvious. I don't know how. I mean, I guess it could, but look, in even Destiny 2, some people were kind of claiming year one of Destiny 2 was worse than Destiny 1. I don't quite feel the same way. I feel like enough had changed and they made a lot of good things that overall it was still a better experience to me. And then, they made it a lot better at the end of year one when Forsaken came out and everything like that. So when Destiny 3 comes out, as long as there's some new story, as long as there is all new stuff, new weapons, and then I'd give it up to a year at least, to see how it does and what the first expansion is afterwards. I really don't feel like there's a good chance if they make a Destiny 3 that it would be worse.
Because it would be new.
I give it over 50% chance that it would be better, but I guess it's always possible.
I think we all want to start from a fresh Destiny. We want to start with those fresh eyes, remember, from the first Destiny game where you had nothing and you had to build up your arsenal to become a powerful Guardian. I think that's what we're missing. And the fact that we're already so powerful right now, I don't think there's anywhere else to go other than some fun activities. And like I said, I logged in for Guardian games. I spent 12,000 bright dust buying the armor set for the Titan, which looks like a lion, and the Warlock, which looks like a frickin' raven or a hawk. I mean, it looks really good. I didn't have enough bright dust left to get the snake for the hunter, but I don't play a lot of hunter, and I'm actually lukewarm on that look, but with the hood and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think it would have to be pretty epic stuff. I mean, I think when you see a sequel of any game, you always want it to have more of what the first game had, right? Otherwise, why would you make another game? Anyway, that's my opinion.
I don't know that it has to have more content on day one than compared to the last one, but it has to be different more. It has to be better, better more, not necessarily more and more.
But the systems we are used to right now in Destiny 2 have to carry over and maybe even get exceeded by better systems in the new Destiny 3 game. A little quality of life
and
stuff.
You can do that when you make a new game.
Similar, but
similar where we're more comfortable.
I said this, I think, last week, but more and more people are seeing on Marathon, they can add things quicker than they can in Destiny. And
more flexible.
If you build the game Destiny 3 with a newer version of the Tiger engine or whatever they're going to do from the ground up, then you can actually have a game that's more lively, more AI stuff where the enemies are acting smarter and more variable, the things that I like, Yeah.
Let me get through this question because we're running over. And I know HdTech's got to eat something. He's probably starving to death.
So you do some long questions.
I'm okay.
This is from Scarlet Maddie, and he doesn't post questions very often. So this is half Destiny, half Marathon question. Technically, so I think it goes here. Anyway, in the past 3-ish weeks, Marathon has been out. Personally, I've been amazed at how fast Marathon team responds to feedback, like Kingsley said, and is ready to shift the game to players' needs at seemingly a moment's notice. That being said, maybe I'm just used to Destiny's kind of dragging motion of getting content and then being ignored until things get unbearable states. That getting true updates and a team who's constantly working on the game seems crazy to me. Is it just me, or does it feel like a way different studio working on Marathon? Whatever is going on, in your best opinion, why do you guys think it's the case at the moment? It seems Marathon's team is just way better at live service than Destiny's team has gotten over time. They have hundreds of people in the studio. It seems like Destiny is suffering by choice. What are the people working on Destiny doing? Not to criticize harshly, I love both games, but in a few months or a few years, if they ignore Marathon to work on a different game and go full throttle there, how is that a good business model? I know a lot of people went into Marathon and they basically promised it to Sony, but is Bungie really that handicapped? Maybe we shouldn't be making live service games if they eventually have to be put on life support. Anyway, I know that was like 3 billion things
There's a few questions
say.
there, yeah.
Mostly my opinion and view of things, but I want to know what you guys think about all this. Just general comments.
There's a lot there, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I'll go real quick. I mean,
yeah. Go for it.
As far as, the different studio and seeming like how they come up with all the updates and stuff, it's kind of what I was just saying. It's easy. There's two parts to this. It's one part technology. They have the better tools, the newer engine to do this. And it's another part because it is the new game. So there's less history and less cruff they have to deal with doing things.
Right.
That goes into the second part of all the other questions of live service games and, like several years later, what should we do? Should they keep going, or is the company going to stop it? That's always the question of the decade. How long should live service games go? They can go forever, like WoW or Diablo or things like that. But should they always? You got to know when to pull the plug. And more importantly, you got to know what your studio can do. And that's obviously the issue we're having with Destiny right now, is the Destiny side cannot keep live service to a minimum standard of what live service should be, in my opinion.
Tech or Xariyl?
No, I'm with King. I'm also with Kingsley 100% on what he said, really. I mean, it's a very fine line.
Marathon's the new child, but I think it's great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did ask if it feels like it's a different team. Do we think it's the same team? These are
it's not.
Oh, we know it's
No,
not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a different group. Yeah.
And
I mean,
if anything, Marathon's team is more Crucible focused.
Yeah, Marathon's getting the attention right now, and Destiny just isn't. It hasn't for a while. I know, Todd, you said before that you think Sony bought Bungie because of Destiny. I don't think so. I think they bought Bungie because they were planning on putting their money into Marathon.
Right.
And everything we've seen so far seems to lead that way.
Right.
I would almost say that. Go on.
No. Go ahead. Say a thought.
I would almost say that I feel like the technology side personally plays more of a role than the developers do. In fact, they can do more because it's newer engine.
Well, I think there's a lot of problems with the. I think there's a lot of problems with the C-suite. Developers have said before that they want to do these things. They have the ability to do things that players are asking for, but they keep getting shut down because there's no return on investment.
But I do promise it's harder doing it in Destiny than Marathon. I can guarantee you that because of the technology.
I'm certain that
on side.
Yeah. It's a upgraded engine and they have better tools available.
Yeah, and
it's so many things. Yeah.
I think I can't verify this, but I'm wondering if Sony said, "Listen, all eyes on Marathon right now. We don't want to talk about Destiny 2. Let's not bring that. Let's not spoil the party. Let's not bring anything about. Let's not bring anything about Destiny 2. That's old hat. let's focus all eyes on this game. We got to get it. We got to push it. We got to get this game out there and get people playing it. Unfortunately, I think it fell short from what Sony was expecting. But it's a niche within a niche within a niche of a game. How can you expect to get Bungie numbers with a game that is not a Destiny numbers with a game that is so different than Destiny? I don't
understand. Getting that mistake so many times.
It's because it's getting attention, and they're going to build up goodwill again with the Bungie company, the Bungie name. Once that is built up, they have a better reputation. Then they could shuffle those resources into either into Destiny 2, Destiny 3, or another IP altogether.
Yeah. And back on the topic of even though Marathon didn't sell as much as probably they were hoping, it doesn't mean the game's dead. We know, I guarantee it'll last for at least a year. And after that, who knows? Then maybe things will be different. But it could still grow some. It could still, and then people will buy more cosmetics, and then slowly that 55-ish estimate that they've profited so far could get closer to the 200-ish number that supposedly cost to make the game or whatever. So it still has a possibility if it stays. Again, we have to see what happens 3 to 6 months from now, what the graph looks like then, not what the graph looks like today, because it's okay that it's dropping some. We just don't want to see those exponential drops like what Destiny's.
I still think
don't want that valley.
I still think the acid test for Marathon will be the wipe. We'll see who's coming back and wants to grind again. That's going to be the determining factor. That's going to be the factor that I'll steal anything Native says.
Well, I guarantee it'll have a bump then. What'll be the acid test is a couple weeks after.
I'm sorry, I don't even have chat pulled up. I couldn't have stole it because I
guarantee it'll have a bump right when the reset happens, and then we'll have to see like a month or two after that. Yeah,
that's going to determine, is it a loopable game? Is it going to be loopable? Is it going to be something that people want to come back and grind all over again? That's going to be the key. I love the wipe because it gives people like me who are like level 15 versus 120 level players that have all the gold gear and stuff, and I hit them and I have to use 2 clips to break their shield because they got a gold shield on, things like that. So I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see how that pans out, and I think we need a good 6 months to see if Sony still stands behind the game or not.
At least 6 months. Yeah.
What's up, Dad Bod?
Now,
I think
a caveat.
Yeah.
A caveat when you say really think that Sony's kind of put Destiny on life support, like in a back burner. I'd argue somewhat not, because before Marathon came out, remember they delayed the Shadow and Order DLC, but they were planning on redoing the DLC. Minor update.
Right.
But they were planning on redoing with adding, all the old loot, renaming it, restructuring it. So if Destiny was truly in the back burner, they would have probably just released Shadow and Order as it was.
The problem is
something had to happen to make them want to redo everything.
Shadow and Order.
That's mostly marketing speak, though.
Yes.
There was already rumors they were bringing all those weapons back, and then the other thing they brought in was something that was going to come in the update after that anyway. So I just feel like they're shuffling things around and just using marketing speak, in my opinion.
Yeah, External Barge on Twitter says it feels like the Sony team's behind the scenes, and they wanted that Bungie name. Hey, maybe if they're known to make hardcore shooters, then maybe that's what they're trying to be, those kids on the block. That might bring more of your Tarkov players over, but I'm not sure. But we'll have to see how that is. But I still, like I said, I still think that wipe will be when we because people would run the cryo archive so many times. It'll be just like a raid that you've run 20 times. It'll just be, okay, we know what to do, and it'll become a lot easier to people, and that'll be the determining factor. So I had some other thought, but it's gone.
Well, Diablo does good with its resets. It's still doing really good. Yeah. So Marathon certainly can too.
I get that. So that's all we got for questions tonight, guys. I know Dadbot Hero had a follow-up to Deadpool and Merc's question. He goes, would you still buy the game if the expectations didn't meet your standards of what a game should look like? I mean, that goes back to the Destiny 3 question. Is it, now that we know the systems and stuff that are in place, I think at a sequel at least needs to a quality of life at least. And not to mention, it has to have a sweeping, convincing story that's going to grab all of us. And I know that's what you play Destiny 4, Kingsley, is the story. So, yeah.
Well,
that's why I'm here.
The story is even a slight second to the experiences. Like
right.
If you mean story, like the background story, no, it's more like the experiences and the missions is what I mostly.
I got you.
I just love it. I'm very observant. I love like looking at things and seeing how the missions flow together and shooting enemies and stuff like that.
Yep. But no, that's all the questions we had tonight, guys. That is our show. We have everything. I think we've covered everything we need to cover for tonight. I want to thank again Xariyl for being our new guest and hearing about his story and his past in gaming. And thank you for doing the speed run. Appreciate you coming on, man. Did you want to give a shout out to anybody that's out there listening or watching right now?
My wife, first of all.
Nice,
I
man.
love her to death, and she's an amazing person in my life, and I definitely would not be where I'm at now without her. So
I love it, man. Yeah, I feel very much the same way with my wife. I'm very, very connected. HdTech, thank you, brother. Thanks for coming on tonight. I know your wife's stalking you in the background there. Any shout out you want to give to anybody before we head out? And also give us a plug for your Twitch channel, man. You've been doing really good in Twitch lately.
Hey, I appreciate it. No, I had a good time coming out tonight. Shout out to my awesome wife and her wonderful Twix eating skills. Love you so much. Kids, everyone who I game with all the time. Everyone who's supported me and still hangs out with me, and we play all the time. I appreciate all of y'all for being there for me when I'm not on the computer as much and hanging out anymore. If you do want to come out and support and follow me whenever I am streaming, which hopefully be starting up here soon and get my normalcy again, it's HdTechnical on Twitch. And I do TikTok also, like Gator said. And that's hd.technical if vertical is your thing. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
That's me. I said I had a good night tonight. Good chats.
I think so.
And some good discussions.
It's a good show, guys. It's very good.
Yes, agreed.
Kingsley, I'll go to you as well. Any shout outs you want to give?
I guess I got to give a shout out to my wife too. But the funny thing is like, I actually call her my girlfriend. That's how we keep things lively. We love doing that back and forth. And so, yep, I love my awesome girlfriend.
Just some a little heads up here, PSA. The marathon tournament will be. I'm just trying to see how many players. Yeah, it is a duos tournament, and it's 2 hours. It's from 8 p.m. Eastern to I'm assuming 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday, May 1st. So we got a lot of time to sign up for this, guys. If you kill a robot, it's a point. A player is 3 points. Night. If you exfil, it's 5 points, and it'll be hosted by the Blueberry Lounge. That's Mr. Sweaty Spooks and Mr. Native Raider. I was just on their show last week. I don't know if you heard it or not, but we had a good catch up, good conversation last week. I appreciate you guys inviting me. But yeah, free. You have to use a free kit, and it's a duos tournament. And like I said, you got till May 1st. So you got a lot of time to put your teams together and think about if you're going to be able to schedule and be able to join their tournament. But I know Sweaty always has great overlays, and everything is really fancy and stuff. Very similar to what Elmer Fudd Games does. So we looking forward to that. I'll probably join it. I'll probably find someone who wants to run it. Me and Kingsley will run it. I'm just kidding. I know Kingsley doesn't want anything to do with that. I'll find a partner, I'm sure. Awesome. Dad Bod Hero, that's my birthday. Well, there you go, man. There you go. You're all set. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I know we had a lot to talk about tonight, including my TED Talk that I answered in the middle of the podcast. Thank you again for listening tonight. Remember, you can watch the replays from our live shows on my Twitch and YouTube channels. That's Todd the Gator, TODDTHEGATR. And don't forget to join our community. It's discord.gg/Guardian Down Roundtable. All one word, all mashed together. That's our new invite for our community. We have just had a new member join up tonight. So we thank everybody for hanging out with us. And whatever you do, whether it's in your game, I always mess this up, whether in your game or in your life, get your reps in. Later, Guardians.
And some people need less reps than others.